they were all worn out too, so they shot those and see if they could regenerate fast. My back was weak. So that's totally different than shoulder and labrum, so I don't know. It was feeling good. It was feeling good. But 2 days ago, I was weightlifting really, really hard. Like I just feel so good that my shoulders are back. And I was hitting bed and putting a little bit of weight on it. It wasn't that light. And I guess I was crunching my back a certain way, like wrong. You know when you're arched, maybe I arched it a little too much, but man, I pulled the muscle in my lower back. Right now, my lower back is frozen. There's something got pulled back there from doing bench press. So
I've been doing a lot of core exercises, like I didn't used to do before, where I have one whole day where I just do core stuff. I just do like back extensions and then sit-ups. You know that machine? It's a machine. What is it called, Jamie? The one that we have out there, the road one. It's like you do back extensions and you also do sit-ups on it. Yeah, glute, hams, buttocks. I don't know. But it's fucking great, and I do those with weights, so I'll do like back extensions, like I hold on to two 25-pound dumbbells, and I do back extensions with that, and then I'll do sit-ups with that, glute hand development. That thing's the shit for it's great for your glutes too, because at the top you like flex your glutes and it makes your buttocks nice and juicy.
what's the difference between that and that hyper thing?
We have that out there too. The reverse hyper thing is you're using weight and you're lifting your legs up. This is your legs are isolated and you're lifting your back up.
Okay.
But they're both really good for your back. So I do that a lot, and I do these straps that strap onto your ankle onto a pulling machine, and I do like knee raises, like lying on my back. So I'll put like a 75-pound kettlebell on the ground and use that to hold onto, and then I put 100 pounds on the stack of a cable pulling machine, and I put my legs in the straps, and I'm just doing knee raises, lying on my back, just pulling my knees towards me, which I think would be really good for jiu-jitsu. Really strong, good muscles for like butterfly guard and shit like that.
Yeah. Yoga for me is that's I'm 52 now. You hit 50, and in my opinion, if you're not doing yoga at least 3 to 5 times a week, at 50 your body just going down. You're just you
gotta do something.
Yeah, it's basically you gotta remind your body not to shut down certain angles. And that's what I think yoga is. I think if you are not doing yoga and you're just sitting watching TV, I think your body is magical, but it's kind of dumb too, in the sense that it just does whatever you do. Like if you just sit there, your body's probably thinking, okay, he wants that body that just sits there. Let's create that body that just sits there. So when you get up, your back's sore and everything. But if you're doing yoga, you're telling your body,
the stupid thing. I gotta move the stupid thing now.
that down. Let's keep this one going. Your body's like, oh, we were about to shut that shit down. You should. Okay, he wants to keep it
Well,
going.
it's just atrophy.
Yeah.
It's atrophy. It's like when you get a broken arm and you put it in a cast. It's not that your body says, oh, you just.
Of course, it's not talking. I'm just saying. You're just responding to what you want. Like when you lift weight, your body builds you a strong body. When you don't do shit, your body makes you a shitty body.
Yeah, your body just deteriorates.
Yeah, so that's
And
what
when you get old, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you're not lifting weights, if you're not doing something that like makes your muscle tissue fire, it's gonna be.
I get Tai Chi now because you grow up in your 20s, you see old Chinese people doing Tai Chi. Like, what are they doing? Oh, that's all it is. We were looking at it like they were thinking it was a martial art.
Yeah.
The Tai Chi is like yoga.
Yeah, it is.
You got to keep your body moving, or it will shut itself down. And think it's hooking you up.
Yeah. Isn't it funny you see so many people that don't do anything with their body now? Just think it's always gonna be that way forever.
Yeah, like people that skip PE or ditch PE class.
It's funny because when we were kids, we were taught that, like that, all that hard work is like boring and bad for you. Yeah, but fuck, it's essential. It's essential. And as you get older, when you see men that are older and they look like their shoulders literally, you can just grab it and just pull it off their body, like it's barely attached. You see them, you're like, man, that ain't no way to live. There's no way to live just being.
Do you think Instagram is influencing more and more people to work out?
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Because on Instagram, you just see everybody working out. Everybody's got to show their workout. Every girl's got to be working out. Everybody's working out.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless that's just my feed. You know what I mean?
It's also influencing people to use filters. This comedian posted this video up of her like complaining about something. And she had a filter on it, and she didn't realize that when she puts her hand by her face, the filter, you put lips over her finger.
Oh, shit.
It's the most ridiculous shit. Filters are fucking, that's the devil. Because they're telling people, this is how I look, but that's a cartoon, that's not even you. You get some weird fucking filter over your face that pretends you're 29 years old and you're 46. Like, this is horseshit. This is so weird. It's so weird that people think that that's okay. Like, that you want to lie to people and pretend that's what you're doing.
When you post a picture on Instagram and it's a picture, and you have there's like 25 different shades of filters, like that, there's nothing wrong with that. No. But it's the video filter, where you're making a video and then your face is a cartoon. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's total horseshit. It's complete horseshit, and I guess women are affected by that more than men because they see other women use it and they feel like, well, I better use it too because these bitches all look fantastic and I look normal, you know? Like it's just, but then you meet these people. If you meet them in real life, and you're like, hey, what happened? Did you just age 20 years? What the fuck is going on? Where'd your lips go?
You know when you click something on Instagram,
Way too much lag.
start sending you more of that shit?
Way too much lag.
Click on a kiss picture.
Right.
When you look at my suggested reels, there's always going to be like kiss or something. And then if you say something, people always say, oh, I just said something walkie-talkie, and now I'm getting all these walkie-talkie ads.
Google ads.
Yeah, something like that.
That shit's real.
So, for sure. Yeah, people always say, everyone's got a story. Like, dude, I said something about a Silverado Dodge or
Yeah,
whatever.
like some
And then-
shit that you would never think would show up as an
But I
ad.
think because I'm like scrolling through, and then every now and then when you scroll, there's like 3 videos of suggested reels. You know what I'm talking about? It's usually shit you suggest. And there was one of a hot bitch, and I looked at it, and I didn't click it. But I looked at it. You know what I mean? And then I kept scrolling. You know what I mean? I didn't click it, and then all of a sudden, dude, every day I didn't know there were so many hot bitches. There's a lot of them out there, and they're on Instagram, and they're doing the same type of pictures that normal girls do. Bikini pictures. Of course. One thing that I didn't think was popular, I had no idea, but apparently it's really popular, is moose knuckle. Camel toe?
That's popular.
Dude.
Of course it's popular.
Dude.
You look at your pussy lips.
Dude,
That's exciting.
that's huge. I had no idea. Do they pop up like yoga chicks, and with the camera in a certain angle when they're doing yoga positions? You see the pussy. Ow. You never see that? It doesn't pop up on your feed?
No, my feed is a lot of butts. A lot of girls' butts. A lot of
Yeah, I get a lot of that too. But dude, now I'm getting pussy friends.
I guarantee you. See what I got here. Like every time I pull up my Instagram feed, it's like butts and muscle cars. Yeah, it's all butts. See, it's all this kind of shit. It's all girls in underwear.
And they just keep sending you that.
And it's a lot of kettlebell stuff.
You clicked on one and then boom.
This kind of shit. But then it's like watches, a lot of watches, a lot of muscle cars, a lot of elk, shit like that. The algorithm's interesting. This is something I posed to Mark Zuckerberg the other day, and I said, what if we didn't have an algorithm? What if we just let everything exist the way it exists? Just you put it out there, it goes out there in a specific timeline, it exists how it exists. You know, like you post it, I see it. And this is the problem is people think the system, like companies would just post all day long, and that's all they see, and then you would miss it. But I was like, I wish I asked him this, but I forgot to ask it, but wouldn't it be better net overall to like stop people somehow or another from gaming the system but let things exist without an algorithm. Because it seems like the algorithm.
You did ask him. You did say that.
Did I say that?
And he said it was a good question, and he didn't really have an answer.
You know what? That's the thing that they all need to come to. This is a fucking giant experience. It's a giant experience of human culture. And it's happening in social media companies, and they didn't know it was going to happen when they built the company. When they built Twitter, do you remember what Twitter was? It was like you would write at your name is going to the movies. Like at Eddie Bravo is going to the movies. Like it was weird. The way people would write on Twitter was not the way they write on Twitter now. It was like, at Eddie Bravo is getting my oil changed. And like it was like dumb shit that people would do. And I was like, who gives a fuck about this? This is so stupid. And then people started using it for comedy dates, and they started using it like for one-liner jokes and stuff like that. Like, oh, that's a good like joke writing exercise. Because it's only 140 characters, so you have to have like economy of words and make it nice and crisp. But then it just started crazy, and then it became just people arguing over shit. Like as soon as people realized that arguments of like whatever you're interested in. If you're interested in arguing, if you're interested in things that upset you, that's all you're gonna see all day long. That's where it's fucking people up. Because it's getting people just outraged and climate change is like all over my fucking feed. I clicked on a few climate change things, and because I'm trying to find like what's true and what's not true. And I've had two different experts come on. One this guy Steve Koonin, who is a physicist. He's a brilliant guy. He wrote this book called Unsettled, and he says the way they're looking at these graphs, he's like, there's no question that human society, whether it's pollution or all the other things, the carbon that's in the air, we're having an effect. He goes, but the effect is greatly exaggerated by fear-mongering. And he said, if you look at like the overall trends of like 1,000 years, he goes, it's always done. He goes, we've had crazy hot times and dry times, crazy storms, all kinds of shit. But if you look at like during our time, that's what they're scared. Oh my God, it's happening so fast, it's eroding, it's never going to go away. And he's like, no, it's always been like this. It's always been up and down.
And they've always been fear-mongering.
I'm gonna do a Lumiere frame only. No,
Dude, yes, zombie.
that was more like a warm-up run. It wasn't very good.
You know how fucked we would be?
Yeah.
We'd be so fucked. Like 1 inch is not good.
Yeah.
1 inch is like all those houses that you see in Malibu that are on
Florida,
stilts.
Florida would be underwater.
Yeah. Florida.
They always say that. I got it. Because you had a guy on your podcast who,
No, damn it. That was the run. That was it.
Was it Steve Koonin?
Damn it.
yeah, he must be the guy. But he's got this.
I didn't know how much ammo I had.
Send it to Jane. It's so complicated though, and everybody, like, people will argue about it with fucking zero information. They don't have any information. They'll argue pro and con. I think it's an interesting conversation.
Damn it.
I like to have interesting conversations with people. But it's wild how that's become. Yeah. Dan, what is his name? Penny. Yeah. But this is interesting. Yeah.
I got a few, Bob, yeah.
Okay, you support Trump? You do?
Yep. I was one of the first endorsers, public endorsers of
What
President
are you
Trump.
guys going to do when our ocean level rises?
Thank you for asking that question. I have the answer,
Don't
though.
let me finish.
I have the answer.
Let me finish.
Well, thank you for the question. Yeah, okay.
For the first time on Earth, we're changing the gas.
Now you're full of shit. Sit down. I'm going to answer you. I'm going to answer. Shut up and sit down.
No way.
Sit down.
No, I got to finish my question.
I'm going to answer global warming.
All right, finish the question, then answer.
It's changing on Earth, and it's changing the CO2. What do you people with the money, what are you doing about this? Because
I'm gonna tell you right now.
No, I've got children. I've got 21, 23-year-old children. And what's their future with you people with money? You talk about money all of the time.
Okay, sit down, please. Sit down, please. In the front row. Excuse me. In the front row, please sit down. Okay, you've asked your question. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm gonna answer.
Excuse me, ma'am. Will you please sit down?
Wow.
Thank you.
That's okay. Please sit down. Let him answer.
Okay. In 2011, my wife and I were in Antarctica, renewing our vows. For most of you that don't know, Antarctica's on a mountaintop. Okay.
No,
And,
what?
there is a $500 million facility, scientific facility.
So
there,
stupid,
and
man.
the scientists
I'm slow as
came
shit.
to give us a presentation about global warming. And they had cores of ice that they had drilled. They had drilled 4,000 or 5,000 cores, and they only brought 15 or 20. So they're going through the second or third core, and they said 275,000 years ago, this was the temperature, blah, 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 blah. And then 55,000 years ago, the world was 2 degrees warmer Celsius than it is today. This is 2011. And, oh, wait, stop. And he said, and I said, well, you mean the whole world? He says, yes. And the polls are only benchmarks. And I said, well, what about the things the young woman alluded to? Okay? And he said, it's all cyclical. And although the gas may have exacerbated it, in the cosmos of time, it's not a fart in the wind. In the cosmos of time, of the 13.8 billion years that we've been on this miserable planet, it's not a fart in the wind.
This guy doesn't know anything about science. 13.8 billion. Earth is estimated, what, 3.4 billion? This guy's an idiot.
In 25,000 years, it's most likely not going to be a problem. Now, my direct answer to your question, if that were really true, would you believe it? And let's just for a moment say...
I was going to fast forward this part, but
that means
I got lazy.
that the best scenario vis-a-vis
His voice is really
global
fucking
warming
annoying.
is about 10 feet raising water. That's the best scenario over the next 40, 50 years.
Damn it, man.
The worst scenario is about 100 feet. But let's just take the 10 feet. If the water on the planet is going to rise up 10 feet, that means the southern part of the United States is gone. England is gone. Most of Europe is gone.
Damn it, man. Like,
And
fuck.
most of Central
That
America.
was a slow run. It was like pretty much practice run, but I just wanted to see the fucking Elu shit. Didn't work. Oh, I guess I looked down too much. I gotta look to the left.
Condominiums on the planet. In the prospectus, when you invest, there should be, in the footnotes, if global warming is for real, they will put it that way, global warming happens and water rises 10 feet, this investment you made is fuck all. Not one single investment prospectus written since 2008, this century,
Damn
has
it, the
alluded to
fucking back boost or the forward boost.
not one motherfucker.
Fucking, I'm just gonna fast forward this.
The banks wouldn't invest. The banks wouldn't finance. Not one motherfucking condominium. So the people that have the
Has
money
my channel turned
and I'm
into
jealous
Mop's channel?
of the vice president, Gore, which Sally and I rode on a plane from South America with a few years ago. I am jealous he came up with a scam before I did.
Is it a natural progression of GoldenEye?
Because the financial institutions,
You eventually
the
become
banks,
Mop? Is that your final
this
form?
world
Can't believe I
knows
missed him
it's
again.
not gonna
Jesus,
happen.
this sucked. Fucking hell.
Otherwise, you couldn't get a goddamn loan in London. You know those 30, 40-year mortgages? The world will be over by then.
Sorry, this guy's voice is really annoying. It'll be over
They're gonna
soon.
give you a motherfucking loan? With the greatest respect, ma'am, it's the greatest fraud that's been perpetrated on mankind this century.
Yes, but the science is true, though.
If he's correct, and you think it's
You can't think away people's rights are shit.
why
New
do you
world
think
order.
You can't make gas expensive,
Part of
but
the
So
New
you
World
think
Order.
it's like
One world government. They need it.
World Economic
these are politicians
Forum
talking about science, which never works.
Project Veritas video where it's an undercover video and it's someone at CNN. Someone at
God.
CNN is going, oh yeah, as soon as we're done with COVID, we're gonna hit climate change real hard. We're just gonna scare everybody with climate change. I thought once that got out, they were gonna pull the plug on the climate change push. I go, oh, now they can't. Look at these guys, they busted. But they didn't give a shit. They moved forward. You know what I'm talking about, that clip? That CNN clip, Project Veritas.
Fucking hell! What is this? He's moving like friggin' half a friggin' screen every frame. God damn it! That animation. I wouldn't have hit him anyways, but like I just know where he was going. Can't believe he did that stupid animation. Where did they shoot him? His hand?
All the people pushing him. Nothing but demons pushing him. It's the same people. Listen to all the other shit they're saying. They're all saying it together, pushing it together, along with all the other bullshit. So right there, I'm like, okay, I'm with that guy. That guy that we just saw, I'm with that dude.
What he's saying does make sense. That if they were really concerned that their ocean level was going to rise in 20 years, there's no way they would be interested in dumping all their money there. If they're going to be alive in 20 years, that's going to be a terrible investment.
They've been saying that shit forever.
So do you think that they're doing that because they're trying to scare people, and then they can do things like have like centralized digital currency and a social credit system, and say your climate, like your contribution, like this is the thing that they concentrate on a lot right now, like how much carbon are you emitting, and that if you're emitting too much carbon, you're going to be carbon harmed.
I'm looking for, there's a video that goes along with this. There's a woman who's at,
Please, please shoot. Just you know,
it's the same deal that she's basically saying,
just cooperate. God damn it! Why don't you like fucking auto aim, man? I know I didn't align it properly. I was late. I stopped for half a second to reload, and I didn't shoot the right time to lock the guy in. But other than all those 4 errors I made,
they got it. Basically, they got it scared.
that was sarcasm by that. That was what's the word? Facetious? Faceticism? Fascism?
Anything else that has
Someone has to come in and regulate things, because if they don't regulate things, you're fucked.
pandemics, asteroids, global warming, and then the big one,
Aliens.
The big one at the end, extraterrestrial threat. Only the government can save us from that shit, and it brings people. It looks like the ultimate. I mean, the Great Reset. Klaus Schwab, he wrote a book called The Great Reset. They've been talking about this. They ran a.
What is his synopsis? What, like, the Great Reset is the one that we were talking about this. It says you will own nothing until you have.
Yes.
If that doesn't freak people out, just that's some horrible shit. You will own nothing until you have. And just also, if you want to fucking have a guy in a movie that was an evil bad guy who dresses like he's in Star Wars, who talks with a German accent, who just wants to control the population, people will be like, that's too James Bond, that's too on the head, you know, that's too.
Yeah, nobody knew about Klaus Schwab before.
What are you looking at now?
I'm trying to find that video. But I might not be able to find it. Yeah, I can't find it. But anyways, to me, again, I don't know shit. It just looks like the one thing I know for sure. The one thing I know for sure. All
Fine.
I know who they are. There's no way I'm being brainwashed, and they're actually good people with big hearts. I know who the demons are.
Well, they're always fear. Everything that's
Holy shit.
is going to happen, it's always way less than what it's saying.
So when
I just want to see if he's in the fucking mainframe, man.
whatever.
I just want to see. God damn it.
First step.
I didn't kill the guard, so
What are
there's
they
extra
saying?
lag
What are
there.
the demons saying?
Seemed like he was in the mainframe there.
Okay, that's like a big hint as to which way the truth lies. You know what? For sure the demons are telling the truth. For sure the demons are pushing whatever it takes to get us into a one-world government. I think we're in some kind of communist takeover or something.
Do you
Something's
think
going on.
it's one of those things where they realize like the only way to compete with China? This is my feeling. They feel like the only way to compete with China is to be like China. Because I think it was Maxine Waters said this, that she was talking about a digital currency. We have to move to a digital currency to compete with China. Which is wild, because the way China does it, if you say anything that they don't like, you can't go. You can't travel.
Yeah.
You try to buy a plane ticket, you're not going to.
They
You
just
try
turn
to
you off.
buy certain things.
Who wants to live like that?
No,
What?
no,
Who are they
somebody
shooting?
wants us
Like
to
what?
do that. Most normal, healthy people don't want that to happen to them.
I think that people are
God, I fucking suck.
they're whatever needs they might have, whether
Well, they have those meetings at Davos.
Exactly.
You can watch. That's the crazy thing is you can watch the meetings online. This is the first time I think ever in our life where we've been able to watch those things.
Yeah, you know, nobody knew what Davos was before. Nobody knew who Klaus Schwab was before.
I never even heard of them until like 4 years ago.
Yeah, nobody. They're huge now.
Right. Remember the Bilderberg
Fuck
group
out
that
of
was-
here.
Yeah. I wouldn't doubt if he went to build it. I'm sure it's all part of the same.
But you know what I'm saying? Is like, that was like not bullshit, but we didn't know what they said. We didn't watch a video. So when you watch
I have no idea where the ammo's gonna fucking fall. I'm going left and right, zigzagging, trying to fucking pick up the ammo.
Sends a signal when you swallow. Imagine the compliance.
It was a gone. It was a move. It was a
They
wasted run,
you.
anyways.
Like if you're taking medication, isn't it to heal you? If it's effective and it's real, but wouldn't you take it? If you have staph, what do? You take fucking antibiotics, right? You don't want to die of staph. So
Wow.
it's medication that you know is good for you. You take. They don't have to have a chip in that to make sure you're complying. Why would they need a chip to make sure you're complying with medication that you want to take? That's good for you.
Easier to control the masses, one world government.
Convince people also that they need more medication.
New world order. You think those motherfuckers care about our health? You think they care about our health? If all this shit that we're going through was about our health, right away they would have shut down fast food. They would have just shut down. You know how easy it is to shut down business? They have no problem
Jesus
shutting
Christ,
down.
man.
Like that. They
It's just all random, isn't it?
Gavin Newsom just
all
gets on
random.
Twitter and says, you know what? Starting Monday, no fucking restaurants, no movies. If you want to eat outside, I guess that's like it's like that. They just shut everybody.
If they have a-
but not talking about oh no. Not talking
Fucking
about-
hell,
and then
man.
you ask them like, oh, 'cause then the poor people won't be able to eat that. They got to do some
How much money
humanitarian.
would it cost to just give poor people?
Eddie Bravo's getting me worked up.
That's a real good question. Imagine if they had places like if we just recognize that there's places that are really economically fucked, and we just made it so they can get free. You know who does that? Mr. Beast. You know that guy, the YouTube guy?
I don't know.
He's fucking great.
The
He's
guy with
a
the
great
tremendous
guy.
abs.
No, he's the guy that has the biggest YouTube
The
channel.
guy
He's
with
like
the
a-
tremendous
he's
abs.
like
Yo,
a-
shout out to the guy with the
puzzles
tremendous
and them
abs.
Try to find him, and he'll give them all
The
this
one we all want to be.
He's got this philanthropy arm of his business, and he gives free meals to people. He's given 1,459,098 pounds of food.
Like they didn't line up at all. It was so stupid.
215,950 meals delivered. 111,929.
Fuck, that was like the
individuals.
lineup was perfect.
And he
Like,
does this all just out of philanthropy. He's just a good guy. He makes a shit ton of money off these YouTube videos, but he pumps almost all the money back into his business. And he has his show translated into multiple languages, into Portuguese and Spanish, and he puts them all up on YouTube. And then he opens up these
That's
food
it.
pantries and gives people free food. He has like these Thanksgiving Day things where he gives out free turkeys. So they pull trucks up filled with turkeys, and people just pull up in their car, and he says, "Thank you, here's your turkey," and he hands people food. It's fucking great, man. How much money did that cost? You think about how much money we put in Ukraine. Think about how much money we spend doing all sorts of things that we don't agree with. How would we give people healthy food?
This is not about health. Like I said, they would shut down Jack in the Box, McDonald's, all that shit. Like day one, and they would have taken. You know, they were taking out.
God damn it! I can't believe you survived that. He should have died that,
Like they would,
or given me a
like,
worse
tape off
animation.
certain
Certainly.
parts of grocery stores.
Can't believe you survived that.
Why don't you tape off the cereal aisle
Yeah, right.
and the candy aisle?
Right.
Why didn't you make that illegal? They could have shut that shit down.
They could have said people are
Right
getting
away.
too fat and they're
Right
eating
away.
too much cornstarch and corn syrup, and if we just take that out of everyone's diet for your own good, your own safety,
Really?
the world would be a better place.
And if it was really about health, if it was really about the health, our health, it was not about our fucking health. This was not about it. They don't give a fuck. You think they care? You think those motherfuckers care about our health? Oh, we gotta vaccinate everybody. We gotta help you. They don't give a shit.
The problem with it is there's no liability for the companies that sell you the
What?
medication.
That's the biggest. That's the.
Should open.
Dude,
Maybe that
dude.
double hit fucked it up.
You can't. There's 1,200 side effects at least, and there's no liability.
Zero.
By
Hi, my love.
That's the number one
They've
topic.
to hide the evidence for 75 years.
Yeah, and you can't sue them.
Just imagine
how,
that.
How is that?
Imagine them saying that to you. Imagine if you run the government, you're the president.
I'm
you're
just
making this,
streaming.
You know, this is all legit. This is good.
I'm
And
just
then they say,
streaming right now. How
we
are
don't
you?
want to show you the data for 75 years. You'd be like, what are you doing?
We need everybody dead first before that shit comes out.
That's exactly what it is. They need everyone dead.
Come on.
They literally banked on everyone who was involved being dead.
There's so much obvious
That's
shit.
so
But you
crazy.
know what's crazy is that Big Pharma has been immune from vaccine injury lawsuits since 1986.
Yeah.
Did you know that, Jamie? If you look up National Childhood Vaccine Injury Act of 1986, National Childhood Vaccine Injury. That's the year. That's the act or bill or whatever it was that gave Big Pharma immunity from vaccine injuries. What? And the store, if you look in the store, I didn't just find out about this. There's documentaries and shit about it. But apparently Big Pharma was getting sued so much, they go, you know what? We're not gonna make vaccines no more. We're getting hammered with the lawsuits. And then the government came in and said, no.
Yeah, but so they have a no-fault compensation system. So because of this fact, Congress passed the National Childhood Vaccine Injury Act in 1986, establishing a federal no-fault system to compensate victims of injury
Yeah,
caused
so the
by
taxpayers
mandated
pay for it,
vaccines.
not the manufacturer. So
Right.
they set it up. So the story goes, and I don't know nothing. I hear the story was Big Pharma was like, dude, we make way more money on pills and shit. These vaccines are just fucking people up. It's just not even worth it. We're getting sued up our asses. And then the government is the one that said, listen,
We'll take care of it.
we'll take care of it. We'll have a fucking national.
Well, they must have made some sort of agreement to donate to campaigns and to, you know.
How crazy is that?
It's crazy
dude,
that the
dude.
government actually owns part of the Moderna vaccine.
You would think, okay, you get injected with some shit, gives you a fucking heart attack. You would sue the shit out of whoever made that
But not
shit,
only that,
right?
but what if you could find out that they knew that there were more complications than they were letting on? They've done this over and over again with Vioxx.
Yeah.
They've done this over and over again with the opiates.
Yeah.
The opiate crisis that they caused in this country, they lied and said that shit wasn't addictive. It's some of the most addictive stuff we've ever encountered.
Yeah.
It's the number one cause of death for people 18 to 49.
Isn't like the biggest lawsuit ever from like Pfizer or something like that?
There's
2.6 billion or something?
Yeah, there's quite a few big ones where
Which is the biggest one? How much money was that?
I think the biggest one was the Vioxx one, because the Vioxx one killed 60,000 people. John Abramson, who's a guy who's a doctor who litigated against the pharmaceutical companies, explaining how this all works. And one of the things that he was saying is that the people who do the peer-reviewed data, they don't get access to the raw data. They get the access to the data that was reviewed by the pharmaceutical companies and then given it to them. It's crazy. He's like,
Yeah.
that's not how you do science.
Yeah.
And they can run 10 studies, and they can do it as biased as they want. And if 2 of those studies show any kind of benefit, then they go with those studies. And all the other studies that show that it doesn't do anything or is bad, they can hide those. They don't have to reveal those studies. There's no transparency.
Come on, man. We're living in a fucking. This is some kind of
And
demonic
we're the
world.
only country that lets it do this. In all the other countries except New Zealand, you can't even advertise for pharmaceutical drugs. But in this country, it's 75% of our ads on television. 75% of the ads on TV are pharmaceutical drugs.
No wonder the media covers for them. You know,
They have to.
they cover.
They have to. All that horse dewormer shit, they have to.
Yeah.
They clearly are in bed with these people because they charge 75% of all their ads to them.
Yeah. At what point, you know, I think people ask me, where we headed? I'm like, I don't know shit. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. I don't know shit. I am in the trenches every day trying to figure it out. You know, I'm not always right. Sometimes I'm wrong, but I'm trying to figure this shit out. But the one thing I'm right about, like I said earlier, I'm 1,000,000% right about. I know who the demons are. There's no way they're not demons for real. Now the question is, on the other side, there's either it's the Great Awakening or the Great Reset. One of them. Either, and they're racing right now. A lot of people are waking up, but damn, that Great Reset's powerful. Fuck. But then people are waking up, and that So
Also,
I don't know who's going to win.
People have gotten real used to over the last 2 years of like blanket compliance.
Yeah.
People have gotten real used to it. Wear your mask even if you don't believe in it. Do this, do that.
Yeah.
Stay 6 feet away. All these things that we know didn't really make sense now.
Yeah.
But everybody just complied. And you get people to comply for something that only kills like a small percentage of the population that get it. And most of those people are fat and old. What if something comes along that's really bad? What if some smallpox shit comes along? You know, smallpox wiped out 90% of the Native Americans. 90%. Yeah. When people talk about the genocide in this country, you know, they talk about the genocide of the Native Americans. One thing they don't probably realize is that most of it was disease. They definitely did horrible shit and murdered Native Americans. They did terrible, terrible shit.
Yeah.
But
like when it comes to history,
the disease burned through the entire. If something like that comes now, then we go straight China. That's what I think. I think they go straight totalitarian. They go straight Justin Trudeau. I mean, that's what you would do. I guarantee you, if some smallpox came to Canada, that shit would be wild. They would have all the excuse they would need in the world of having total control over people. Because people are dying.
Do you think in the future, if the demons are still in power and we just keep marching along,
Hi, sweetheart.
You know, little by little, we're turning into China?
What's up?
In the future, the history books are. You think they're going to legitimize? They're going to make this whole scandemic seem super legit, right? And they're going to use numbers like
It depends.
fraudulent
Maybe.
numbers. We're talking about fraudulent numbers.
It depends. I don't think they can do that anymore. I think there's so much data, and then there's always going to be people that want to pass the blame off on somebody, and they're going to try to figure out who's the scapegoat going to be, which is probably why Fauci's backing out now. Yeah. And you know, if the Republicans get into control, as I understand it, they wanted to do something and some kind of investigation into the NIH and when they funded gain-of-function research and all this shit.
Do you remember when they announced, the WHO announced that turns out that the PCR test, which weren't even made for something called COVID, the PCR test, they made the announcement that they got to bring down, the settings were set on 40 cycles, and they got to set it to 28 cycles. Explain what that means. You know what that means?
It means we should actually get the actual physical definition of it. But the way I understand it is like how many times you run it and the minuscule, the tininess of the particles.
So 40 cycles is a lot. And it magnifies it a lot. It's a high cycle. It's, the PCR tests, those COVID tests.
You get a lot of false negatives.
So they made the announcement.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they said it?
I don't remember.
January 2021. So almost a year into the lockdown, they said, oh, guess what? We set it at 40 cycles. It's too hot. Bring it down to 28. Turns out 40 cycles puts out 90% false positives.
Is that 90% false
Yeah.
positives? Let's find out what it is. I know there's a lot of false positives.
Yeah.
I know that Kerry Mullis, the guy who invented the PCR tests, he said it was never designed to detect live viruses. It's never designed to detect whether or not someone's actually sick with the virus.
Yeah.
You're finding these tiny microscopic particles that it can detect. And if you ramp it up high enough, that's when you get it.
And he also says that Fauci.
Yeah, no, I saw that too.
You see that video?
He died before the pandemic.
He was basically saying Fauci doesn't know anything. That's what he said.
He's saying he's a bureaucrat.
Yeah.
So he's not a scientist.
So when I hear that, when I hear January 2021, this all started in March 2020. You're telling me we've been at 40 cycles this whole time, all those numbers. How does that affect the numbers? It turns out it's 90% false positive. Doesn't that affect the numbers? It does. There's no way to talk the numbers.
There's no way.
Right. It affects it in some way. And then later on in the year, turns out they make the announcement. Turns out PCR tests can't tell the difference between influenza.
Bad big room. Got shot right away entering 118. Yeah, again.
But not till
Actually, pretty slow.
So they can't at all?
No.
I also tried, when I ducked to turn right, I should have turned left.
So they needed a new test.
If you turn right, just you'll load the whole level and all the guards and shit. One, they're gonna shoot you. Two, all that lag. Should have run around the drones, would it have made a difference? Traditional mainframe. Traditional mainframe, 118 upload, death. Yeah, it's just.
The resets of testing data, including cycle thresholds compiled by officials in Massachusetts, New York,
Just always like,
up to
it's like I'm
90%
pacing
of people
144.
tested positive, carried barely any
It's like
virus.
I'm
By
100%
the time
pacing
it's down.
144,
On the
and
Thursday,
it's
the United
just,
States
it's just.
recorded
I want more.
45,604
I want
new
more.
coronavirus cases, according to a database.
I mean, 144 is an insane time,
Rates
but
of contagiousness in Massachusetts and New York were to
it's one
apply
pacing. It's
nationwide,
just.
that perhaps only 4,500 of those people may actually need to isolate and submit to contact tracing. So that's a big number. It's a big difference between the amount that you get. Yeah, any test with a cycle threshold above 35 is too sensitive, agreed Juliet Morrison, virologist
Really
at the University of
fuck
California,
that up.
Riverside. I'm shocked that people would think that 40 could represent a positive, she said.
Wow.
A more reasonable cutoff would be 30, 35, she added. Dr. Mina said he would set the figure at 30 or even less.
I shot in the wrong place for the Illumi frame, I know that.
Material in a patient sample would have to be in the 100-fold to 1,000-fold
Oh shit,
of the
look at
current
that fucking
standard
shot.
for the
The
test
fuck?
to return a positive result. 1,000-fold, that's crazy. Or even 100-fold. At least one worth acting on. Dr. Mina is a
Jesus
Harvard
Christ,
Medical
man.
School epidemiologist. Michael Mina, an assistant professor at the Center for Communicable Diseases, he also told the New York Times, in Massachusetts, from 85 to 90% of people who tested positive in July with a cycle threshold of 40 would have been deemed negative if the threshold was 30 cycles, Dr. Mina said. I would say that none of those people should be contact traced, not one. So that's a person, obviously, that's standing up for the science of how this stuff works, how these viruses are detected. That probably infuriates people who really understand how PCR tests work. These real
I got hit 3 times in the drones.
right?
Well, the guy who invented it said Fauci doesn't know anything about anything. People put that in. That's all.
No.
Got hit 3 times in the drones. I got hit twice with the upload of the disc.
He came up with
My timing on the
something for detecting
grenade is better now with the right strafe. That was what I was struggling with last stream. I kept killing myself with the right strafe.
Find that.
But I learned if you switch from C right to C up a little bit, you get the really perfect grenade throw placement.
And he was on
Sure, they might lose half a second,
Documentary
but
coming out on exactly what we're talking about. There's a documentary coming out. And everything. They're gonna break it down, you know.
pretty good, pretty good. We're having some pretty good runs so far.
in the very
I sent them a trailer.
We're having
of the-
PB pace
trailer
runs.
of the documentary. I sent it to you.
If you're going to use something as sophisticated as PCR testing, if those are the top scientists and virologists and epidemiologists and these guys from Harvard, and
That was
they
terrible.
would set it at that cycle, who would set it at that cycle? Who would set
That
it?
was really slow.
That is evidence of a plan.
Good, this run sucks anyways. Gotta practice this though.
I don't think that's that. I think it's evidence that people always capitalize on winning opportunity. And I think that's more than
What?
I think what I worry about more than people planning things, because I think it's hard to plan things out. I think playing to people's basic human nature, playing to fear and anxiety, and then capitalizing on something that happens. The thing about the COVID thing, the thing that creeps me out about that is that they're still trying to say that it might have come from an animal, when most of the scientists now
Wow,
believe
it's terrible.
it came from that laboratory. The moment of discovery, as Mullis described in his memoir, seemed psychedelic. Lurid blue and pink images of electric molecules injected themselves somewhere between the mountain road and my eyes.
Oh, this is fast.
Later in a BBC interview,
Please.
Mullis wondered if
This
not
is so
for LSD,
fast.
would he have been
Damn
brave
it.
enough to invent PCR? Oh, so it was the PCR test.
Like, fuck
I
off,
don't know,
man.
I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. To come up with the idea behind PCR, Mullis said it tapped into his understanding of computer programming. He reasoned that in order to find a particular segment of DNA, he needed to design DNA fragments that bookended specific genes.
Can't believe I got that
to
animation.
narrow his
That was a
search.
gift.
And because DNA replicates under the right conditions, the isolated segment could reproduce the hell out of itself in
It's not fast.
iterative fashion.
I mean, it might be. If it's perfect, maybe like 145 pace or some shit.
Scamdemic, and I call it a scamdemic because they didn't manipulate the data. That's a scam. It's fraud. You guys manipulate the data. It's been manipulating the data, so it's a scamdemic. So I'm never referred to this one. But
Wow.
it's really only 3. Like, what is it? What's going on? It either came from some kind of animal.
I love this level. I love this. This is fun. This is fun. It's wonderful.
Snake, whatever, some kind of animal, or some evil scientist leaked it. Gain of function, money's going to virology labs, all that shit. Or the third choice, there's some people that believe this too, is all they did is hijack the flu. Because the test they used, the PCR test, were flu tests. They were COVID tests, and they called it.
I got another possibility.
Is there a fourth one?
There's a fourth one.
Okay.
The fourth one is they get funded to work on these viruses. And this funding to work on these viruses, it didn't make sense to Obama, so he shut the fucking he shut the program down. Because it said gain of function research is dangerous. It's like you're
What the
creating
fuck, man?
infectious disease.
I suck, guys.
But they get a lot of money to do that. So they get a
Suck.
lot of money to test this. So there's a whole industry behind it. And if you have top experts who are saying it's imperative that we study these things, and then they do it and they farm it out to China because they don't want to do it over here. They do some of it over here, but you could farm it out to other places and it kind of alleviates you of any responsibility. And these places, imagine if you're sending money to a place that's been cited for safety concerns.
Okay.
That's the Wuhan lab.
Okay.
And then people who work there specifically got sick. And they're the people that gave it to the fucking world.
Okay, so that's
people
4.
from that lab. And that once they realized that all this was happening, they didn't know what the actual effect was going to be on people. They didn't know how many people were going to die. And then along the way, we picked up data and figured out that for sure the PCR tests were set too sensitive. For sure, they take advantage of the fact that this kind of shit is going on, the anxiety and fear, and they try to get more control over it.
Were the PCR tests created before COVID came out?
Yes.
All right. So there's 4 now. There's 4. There's animal, evil scientist leaked it, and
Someone did it on purpose.
yeah, someone done it. Evil scientist. It's just the flu. They just swapped it out. Called it Corona for a while. Got the test all
Yeah,
up.
but they know what it is. Like it has very specific cleavage sites in the virus that indicate that it was somehow or another manipulated. I don't know what I'm saying here right now. I'm just repeating things that I've read.
I know a very. I know a doctor. He's written a lot of articles on the immune system. He knows. I trust him. He doesn't want to come out and say this. There's also people that believe the third, believe that, dude, they just swapped out. They just hijacked the flu.
Well, first of all,
No, but-
people definitely got the flu, and they had no flu cases, which was the wildest shit ever. Like, if you look at the flu,
What?
there's a map. They had like red for a positive test of flu during the flu season, and then they showed 2020. In the year 2020, it was a non-existent flu season. It was the lowest recorded numbers of flu ever. Now, they would say, well, that's because people stay inside. Well, then how come they're still getting COVID? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So this doctor, he's telling me, and I've also, it's come up, and there was a case in Canada. It was like a COVID case.
Brutal.
And they were trying to get physical proof that they isolated COVID. And based on that court case, they couldn't provide, CDC couldn't provide physical proof. But this doctor's telling me they never isolated. So if you never isolated it,
Not a single gun? Really? Really?
Never isolated.
yeah, I'm gonna send it all.
Sorry for yelling again.
Because somebody explained this to me the other day. I asked a scientist. I said, someone said to me,
I'm fucking losing my mind here.
they absolutely know exactly what it is. They know how it works. They know how it gets into the body.
Not this doctor that told me.
Okay. Well, since neither one of us are doctors, this is a fucking problematic discussion. Problematic.
Here, this is an article.
COVID's a real disease.
Maybe you could put this out.
I don't think it's the flu. I don't think.
But there are people that think that. There are people that think that.
I believe there are people that think that. I don't think it's the flu.
Has a lot of characteristics of the flu. Average age of death, 81. Same thing as the flu.
Shot really way too late. I don't think it's gonna work. So reload there. You can't reload there. You have to just.
When kids get COVID, it's not really.
Damn it! It's such a fucking catch-22.
Now check this out. Just read this article.
If I can just get all the goddamn ammo from all these
I don't know
fucking
this
guards.
doctor. He sent it to me. You know him.
Okay. Has the SARS-CoV-2
I'd like to go see up.
It's just the highlight. The title is Scamdemic. Okay. This is wrong. The document was talking about a process used to understand the lower limit of detection during the creation of PCR test.
No, that was it though. That was it.
We'll read the article.
That's the strat.
So this
See,
is
I
what
had
was
enough
claimed.
ammo to do it. 23, you see what I mean?
Confirms.
So I went in with how much ammo?
Go back to what that says.
I think I went in with 17 bullets or something. Because I killed the 2 guys because I let go see up. Because my start was slower.
Taking a pure sample of the virus from an infected being so it can be studied. As we have written before,
start was
there
slower.
are numerous reports of SARS-CoV-2 virus being isolated by teams around the world. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention document that post and the daily expose article refer to what was published in July 2021 and includes instructions for use for PCR tests. One passage in this document states that no quantified virus isolates of the 2019 COVID-2 virus that causes COVID-19 were available to the CDC to use the time PCR tests were developed. This is not the same as saying the virus has never been isolated as claimed by the instrument. In full, it says, since no quantified virus isolates of the 2019
God damn it, man.
COVID were available
Like fucking hell.
time the test was developed when this study conducted, assays designed for detection of the 2019 RNA were tested with characterized stocks in vitro transcribed full-length RNA, N-gene, gen, bark, accession, blah, 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 of known titer, blah, 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 spiked into a dilute, consistent, how do you say that, Jane? Diluent, consisting of a suspension of human A549 cells and viral transport medium to mimic clinical specimen. The meaning of this passage has been debated before and has been used by some to suggest that SARS-CoV-2 has not been isolated. However, Dr. Thusen De Silva from the University of Sheffield's Department of Infection, Immunity and Cardiovascular Diseases has previously told Reuters that this is not.
See, if I have enough ammo, it's okay.
Is outlining a very common
You see?
process.
I need to have at least
Lowest amount
17
of
bullets
viral
or
genetic
something.
material
Because that's the strat.
to detect. To calculate this limit, he said, you need to have a known quantity of virus to extract genetic material, RNA, from, or alternatively, a known quantity of RNA identical to that carried by the virus. In this case, the identical RNA the CDC used was transcribed RNA. This is synthetically produced genetic material which is identical to that carried by the virus. And according to Dr. Stephen Griffin, a virologist and associate professor at Leeds Institute of Medical Research, means that scientists already know how much genetic material is present in the sample. De Silva explained to Reuters that at the time the tests were being created at the start of the pandemic, not any standardized and quantified viral stocks would have been available. These are stocks of the virus where the amount of viral RNA present is already known. I think what they're saying is that I think this is a complicated process.
This is the debunk. This
Yeah.
is the debunk.
Well, this is someone.
This is a fact check.
Sort of. It's actually an expert explaining how this stuff works. I think the problem is someone like you or I reading this shit. I'm not exactly sure what they're saying, and if I read the other one, I bet they can probably convince me that
Well,
they have.
let's read the other one. Let's see what it says.
Let's read it.
God damn it, man.
Information Act requests have been made to the Center for
Like, well,
Disease
it's so
Control,
fucking
asking for
stupid.
evidence that CDC has isolated or purified the SARS-CoV-2 virus.
Fuck this.
On June 7, 2021, the CDC informed
God, that was such a stupid fucking run.
showing if they have ever isolated or purified the virus that allegedly causes a disease called COVID-19. The problem is this is not written by experts in immunology. If it was, I would be maybe more interested in hearing, like, they could explain why those people were wrong.
Well, someone. Well, okay. That's read it.
It says the written requests were made by Dr. Miss Christine Massey, not doctor, to CDC, ATSDR, FOIA Chief Officer Robert Ando to isolate and deliver any records, research, or any findings for any viral isolation and purification by anyone anywhere, anytime in the world from a patient sample via maceration, filtration, and or the use of an
God
ultrasound.
damn, I can't believe I missed it.
Which is called the gold standard
I don't care, I need that ammo.
identifying a pathological micro or organism. The gold
Even though I'm
standard
using this strat, it's
identifying
fine.
microbes. Okay, here's a side-by-side comparison of Koch's postulates and River postulates. So this is just like how do they...
What?
how do they find
That's so
viruses
stupid,
and
man.
bacteria?
This is just a practice run, pretty much.
I think the problem is either you are
So
or not
dumb.
fucking talking about. You know, it's like, I don't know.
You know, this is one thing. One thing I know for sure that 0 people died in jiu-jitsu from COVID. 0. In my association, I didn't, and including most of BJJ. Maybe one got labeled as COVID or something. But I have 150 black belts worldwide, and they got about 100 to 300 people under them. 0 deaths. And jiu-jitsu is the opposite of social distancing. We're mashing our bodies together, sweating, and then every 8 minutes you get a new random dude clinching, squeezing, sweating. If that shit was what they say it was, dude, we would be shut down. Nobody would be doing it. We would be completely shut down. We would have
What,
to
like
do
what?
that
It's so
every
fucking
single one.
stupid.
Everybody just, I lost a couple purple belts last week. But nobody died in the NFL. That doesn't make sense to me. Major League Baseball.
Well, it does make sense, right? Because those are athletes.
Yes, but what about then? Okay, so it's just like the flu. The flu doesn't fuck with high-level athletes.
A few athletes but Hamza was hospitalized twice. It might be 3 times.
That happens with the flu too.
But no, with Hamza, he's too tough. He wouldn't stop training. So that motherfucker was training while he was COVID.
How come the homeless would? The homeless would have wiped out. Dude, go downtown. Plenty of homeless. They didn't do shit to the homeless in downtown. That's where my school's at.
This lady at the gas station yesterday, I stopped to get gas right in the middle of the studio, and this poor lady, she was just a junky mess. She had like a giant gash on her forehead and on her nose. She was just face went like this. Like here's her back, right? Her back goes straight up and down. Her neck goes horizontal, and her head was like this. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. This lady had the worst posture I've ever seen. She probably weighed like 7 pounds. She probably kicked COVID and didn't even know she had it.
I'm a big Cleveland Browns fan, and when Nick Chubb got COVID and he tested positive, nobody was interviewing his parents and like praying. Nobody was praying that he was going to make it. People were just pissed off that he was going to miss a couple games. Remember that shit, Jamie? No one ever thought for 1 second that he was going to die. And it's supposed to be some disease that where we shut down the whole world. Nobody was concerned when
I'm gonna do maybe a couple more runs and then probably do the bunker 1 attempts.
Baker Mayfield and the backup quarterback both tested positive for COVID. They used the quarterback that practiced for 2 days, and he almost won the game too. But both the quarterbacks.
I don't know, I might continue.
He goes, I feel fine. I feel like I can play, but I guess I don't.
Pretty troll today though.
I don't want to. I guess. Yeah, but he was fine. So you put
Meanwhile,
all
he can
that
play with
together.
the flu. He can play with the flu. Imagine if he won the game with the flu.
Yeah, didn't Michael Jordan score like 62 points or something like that?
Motherfucker. You can't. Flu's not gonna stop Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Guys have fought like when Luke Rockhold beat Chris Weidman, he had fucking staph infection. He was on antibiotics.
Yeah, you know,
When he won the world title.
Yeah, teaching jiu-jitsu, one thing that comes up all the time for the instructor, and not so much for anybody else, just the instructor. Every day it's a different group of people. It's not like college where every day you got to show up. And if you miss a day, you got to catch up. You got to copy somebody's notes. In jiu-jitsu, every day it's like it's a mixed bag. Every day. Some guys train every day, but and then every now and then a guy shows up and I haven't seen him in a couple of months. This happens all the time. Where you been? Dude, I was sick. I was laid out for 3 weeks, dog. And I'm like, okay, cool, now he's back. I don't like make an announcement. I start texting everybody, oh, he got sick. It's like before all this bullshit.
Right, before COVID.
Yeah, you just say, oh, yeah, back. And then the next week, like, where you been at? I was hurt. Oh, where you been at? Dude, I was sick, dog. Dude, I was out for 2 months. I hear that all the time. And it's always gone. People always get sick. But what happened when all this bullshit happened was as soon as someone gets sick, they start texting each other. You know, everybody knows about it, and you gotta tell everybody somebody's sick. You know, so it seems like people are getting sick. When, as an instructor, I'm like, dude, this shit happens all the time. People get sick all the time. People tell me they feel like they were gonna die.
But the thing is, like, jiu-jitsu people are like more risk. They're more risk takers anyway. They're doing a risky thing.
Remember when they told us? Remember they were all about washing your hands every day. Remember when they stopped? They dropped out. What happened to washing? You were like, wash your hands.
Hand sanitizers everywhere.
Yeah. Where's that? We'd have to wash our hands.
People that use those things all the time, they freak me out. I knew a guy who was really crazy, and he was selling his house, and friends of mine went to look at the house. They didn't know who he was. And they go into the house, and they're like, wow, this place is really nice. And they look around, and they open up a closet, and the whole closet is
Who? Yeah, fucker. You fucker. Fucking piece of shit. Like, what the fuck, man?
Let's get the fuck out of here. Because, like, he's one of those dudes.
Jesus Christ.
In his fucking house forever. It's crazy. And he's like, wash your hands. Wash your hands. That kind of
All the dumb shit they did. Dude, they let prisoners out because of that. They let prisoners out. Are you fucking kidding me? That may have been, that's top 3 dumbest shit.
Did they let, like, robbers and thieves, or was it just, like, guys who sold coke? Like, what kind of, was it violent criminals?
That's a good question.
Pretty most of the people that were let out were either like within 30 days. Yeah, they were very close to already being let out. Or,
Okay, well, that's fine then. Let prisoners out because of this shit.
They're letting prisoners out for, they were shit. They're letting so many violent prisoners out. There was Colion Noir. You know Colion? The guy has the YouTube channel. Instagram channel. He had this clip on his page about how this LA gang member was getting out of LA because it's too hot. He's like, dude, this is too crazy. They're letting 70,000 dudes out of jail now. 70,000 and he's like, it's already bad.
Yeah.
It's gonna get worse. He's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And he moved. Ozzy Osbourne moving back to England because he's fed up with mass shootings in America. Well, that's a little different.
well, the way I read it, I pulled it up too fast. I read that he didn't want to. He said he didn't want to die in Los Angeles. There's a lot of violence there.
Well, that's not true. But he said he doesn't want to.
Yeah, they twisted it to mass shootings. He was probably...
Everything's fucking ridiculous there. I'm fed up with people getting killed every day. God knows how many people get shot in school shootings. And there was that mass shooting in Vegas at the concert. It's fucking crazy. Osbourne said in a new interview with The Observer. Yeah.
Okay.
That fucking
It is crazy.
Vegas shootings. That one. That one's nuts.
That one never, they kind of just let that one go.
Well, I mean, that's so what do they do? There's all the conspiracy.
Fucking hell, man.
Whatever happened.
Like,
some guy
fucking
smashed
hell.
windows open and shot 6 people. It's really
What are the
crazy.
conspiracy theories? He didn't do it and someone else did it?
There's more than one shooter.
I'm gonna go for bunker 1 soon.
This was that he was a Manchurian candidate.
So at least one more glass opening or something.
This is all about
Traditional
trying to
mainframe.
control laws. That's the really crazy thing. I think sometimes people fucking blow a fuse, and sometimes people have been thinking about doing
Didn't they,
something like that for a long
don't
time.
the conspiracy theorists say that where's all the security camera footage of him hauling all that artillery to his room is like, isn't that what they're saying?
I'm sure there's people saying
That's one conspiracy. That's one.
I brought up to his room.
Man, like,
That
fuck
is
this
one
guy.
conspiracy that there's so many that I never really looked too deeply into.
Let me ask you this. What do you think about all this stuff?
Like, what the fuck?
That's the world order.
What do you think that?
Getting people to believe in the fake alien invasion.
So what do you think those things are?
It's probably who knows. The Nazis were scaring their people with UFOs. They made UFOs, like, and they were like scaring people. It's like look at the timeline. The timeline.
Develop some kind of international flying saucer.
And they were scaring their people, and they were using like, look, we're gonna save you. Look, UFOs. They were scaring them. Like, the government's gonna save you from the UFOs, right? So 1946, World War II's over. 1946, 47, Operation Paperclip. That's when we took a bunch of Nazis, and Russia took a bunch of Nazis. And so 1947, Roswell. Right there. That was Roswell was the beginning of the UFO craze. Right after Roswell.
I need like a punching bag beside my fucking TV just to like punch it. I need to hang. I need to buy a punching bag, hang it right beside my TV in my room.
That was the first one that kicked it off. So like, wow, that's 1947. That's right when we brought in all the Nazis.
So I can just drop kick it at any moment
You guys aren't scared.
that I feel necessary. What the fuck did they pick up then?
Motherfuckers, just get on it.
Like
Boom.
what?
So Roswell, like they just.
That's so dumb.
I mean, they get the people that they interviewed probably.
Oh my god.
It was a crash.
So you think it was an orchestrated crash just to freak people out? That seems like a lot of money to
Oh, you think?
cover it up and hide it.
When is anything too
they
expensive?
hided
When
it.
is anything too
But the
expensive
official
for the
answer,
government?
but the official answer was never that it was a craft. The official answer was that it's a fucking weather balloon. And everybody believed that.
They get people. Yeah.
They showed the record.
But people that believe in UFOs, like myself and you, back in the day, I no longer. I have a different view of UFOs now. But back then, we didn't care that they said, like, the fact that they said that, oh, it's just a weather balloon, we were like, oh, dude, you guys are bullshit, and you're trying to cover up the real shit.
So it's only 3D chess.
So that's what I think.
I'm of the opinion.
Drones and you know how red laser one, you know you fuck with your cat with that shit? You go, it's an incredible speed.
Yeah, but there's some stuff. There's some stuff like the Commander David Fravor one.
For sure they're seeing stuff. For sure they're seeing stuff. Like I think Bob Lazar saw. I think they set him up. I think he's telling the truth, but they set him up. That's what they do. They take. That's what William Cooper said. He was set up too.
I forgot to be whatever. It's moot.
Intelligence, setting up meetings, like high-level meetings, and he said he thinks that he was setting up meetings and looking at documents, going, oh shit, they're going to be discussing crash UFO shit and reverse engineering crash UFOs. So at first he believed it.
It's fast.
Then eventually he realized, oh, they set him up.
Please. Please.
He thinks they set up.
Please.
He thinks they set up dudes who talk a lot, big mouth. That's what he thinks. They set them up and that's what he said.
Big mouths and drunks, they know they're going to give out.
What? How? Like
They
what
want
the
them to-
fuck,
Let
man?
them get in there. They let them see it.
They go, don't go into that room. We'll be right back. Don't go in that room. We're gonna go. And then they
clean
go in.
this
They see like Philip Corso. Remember that guy?
damn it.
From the Pentagon. Back in the day when I was into all this shit, I was like, look, dude, from the Pentagon is saying it. And of course, it's got to be true. Dude, a Navy pilot is saying it. Of course, they're the most credible. You're like, but now looking back, I'm like, dude. Now, of course, it's the dude in the Pentagon. Philip Corso said he wrote a book the day after or something. He wrote a book about how he saw the bodies in the coffins. He saw the bodies. He goes, I was there. I saw the bodies. I mean, so either he really saw alien bodies, like he walked in a room and they were in a casket, and it was open casket or something. Either he really saw that, or he did see it and they weren't real or something, and it was set up. They set him up.
Crazy diseases would come from an alien body. Can you imagine they would just have an alien body and you could do an autopsy on those stupid masks on?
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Just stop and think of that. Because think about like the Europeans that came to North America and killed 90% of the Native Americans with smallpox. Imagine what the fuck aliens have. Imagine what shit that is in there. If they're a biological creature, they probably exist like we do. We're filled with bacteria. We're filled, like there's more E. coli in your gut than have ever been people ever. We're filled with
Really wishing for that punching bag right now.
what kind of crazy diseases some alien body would have that you have no immunity to. No, it just ravages the population ever. These guys just have some stupid math.
What do you think about Elon Musk saying that overpopulation is actually the opposite? What do you think about that?
Well, it is the opposite in places where the developed world exists. Like in big cities, people are having less children.
Yeah, I know a lot of guys in their 40s. They're not even close to being married, no kids. They're not gonna have kids. That's happened everywhere.
So it's lifestyle choices for sure that happen when people live in big cities and they concentrate on their career. It also happens when in these
Most people are in the big cities.
Right, and where women aren't oppressed, and they can pursue careers, they put off childbirth. It's like that's the theme of Idiocracy. Remember Idiocracy? That
I
movie?
didn't see it. I hear about it all the time.
So recently, it's fucking
I gotta go back. It's my judge, right?
Yes,
I
it's
love my
still
judge. The new Beavis and Butthead movie, better than ever.
Really, I
Have you
haven't seen
dude,
it. I haven't seen it yet.
the new Beavis and
Who the fuck was he shooting then? I swear I got him. I swear.
Dude, they go to space.
It's
Dude,
so
it's so
stupid.
good. It's so good.
So the premise of Idiocracy
Like,
is
fuck
this
off.
really smart couple, and they keep putting it off. Keep putting it off having kids. And at the same time, showing this dude lives in a trailer park, he's fucking all these chicks near him. He knocks up her, and she's chasing him with a frying pan because she found out he knocked up her too. And it's wild. And it's just like, it just shows how people are just getting dumber and dumber. The dumber people are overpopulating. The smart people aren't having any
Like
children.
your bit.
Yeah, like the bit from 2005. So that's really what it is. I mean, this is exactly what Elon's saying.
Yeah.
Is that in these cities, there is a depopulation. But then there's also another Dr. Shanna Swan. We have her on the podcast. She wrote a book
Please.
called
Please.
It's all about phthalates and how phthalates are getting into people's blood supply.
I can't believe he's still alive.
And how it's
I can't
directly
believe he's still alive.
our
What's the
reproductive
pause
system.
out there?
It's
28.
making men's dick smaller,
Oh, no.
balls smaller.
I can't believe he's fucking
The way
survived.
they
That's bullshit.
identify mammals, males or females, is the male's taint is 50 to 100% larger. And the introduction of phthalates, they know these from studies, when you introduce phthalates into the blood supply of these creatures, like mice and rodents and shit like that, all of their taints shrink. And that's exactly what's happening to people. And we have phthalates in our blood. So they do these blood tests on people, and they find all these microplastics and all this residue from petrochemical products. And if you look at when petrochemical products are introduced, plastics are introduced in America, and then look at sperm counts, look at miscarriage rates, look at dick sizes, all that stuff, testicle sizes, it's all shrinking.
Skip that part.
All shrinking.
Hey, if a girl,
It's all
if a girl
shrinking.
licks your taint, does she get credit for eating man ass?
It's pretty close. She's in the neighborhood. You know, it's like your Beverly Hills
Is
adjacent.
that, does she get credit?
I think she does.
Damn.
That's a risk.
So the whole, remember, I don't know if you remember, I brought this up on the podcast before, and I don't know if it's, I hear it, no, you didn't have a debunking website or whatever, but saying that the entire population of the world, whatever it is, 7 billion, can all fit in Texas or Alaska in their own. Remember that?
That rule. How is he not?
Totally.
What
Totally,
the
right?
fuck, man?
Right?
And then the rest of it's farmland.
But even if it wasn't Texas, it has to be the whole
Bullshit.
United States. Like you could fit the whole population
Of the world.
of the world in the United States. They're saying you can fit it in
Ridiculous.
Texas or Alaska. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Nobody's debunked that. And I don't know.
No,
but
they probably could fit them physically. The problem is where are you
no,
going to
no,
get all
I'm not
the
saying aliens. It's all moving to Alaska. This is just
Oh,
all.
here it is. Standing shoulder to shoulder, the entire world's population can fit within 500 square miles
Of Los Angeles?
Of Los Angeles.
What? Okay, so think
Shoulder to
about
shoulder.
that. So if that's true, so it must be true, right? If that's true, even if let's just say it's off and
That's only
it's
LA.
the whole United States, right? If that's true, there ain't nobody.
Like what? Like what?
That would mean if we got everybody
So
in Alaska
stupid.
or everybody in Texas and the whole world was empty,
Right.
all of South America,
Okay.
Asia, Russia, to me, that means this overpopulation bullshit is a fucking myth.
But wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense because what they're saying in this Los Angeles thing is people standing shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, I'm just
You
saying if
can't live
that's true, no, I'm not saying to live that way. I'm just saying if you can do that, if you could fit the whole population,
then
just
you
by
think there's
saying,
plenty of room for everybody.
dude,
Right.
back in when I first started flying and teaching seminars all over the world, I would always just look out the plane and go, all I see is just nobody. I see a city way over there, and go, it's empty. I go, we should all have a plot of land. That's what I'd be thinking. I go, there's so much wasteland. When you fly across the United States, dude, there's only people in LA, New York, Miami, and San Francisco. Everything else is empty. You're on a plane, there's nobody. There's nobody here. So I don't want to, so when people talk about climate change, well, we're causing climate change or overpopulation, and then you got Elon Musk saying, that's the one thing. I'm like, damn, Elon Musk is saying that. He's saying that overpopulation is the myth. It's actually the reverse. Oh, so So I don't want to hear anything about overpopulation. Oh, it seems overpopulated.
Fucking hell, man. Where's his punching bag?
Crammed into a city, super smart cities and all that shit. Yeah, it's overpopulated.
Well, there's a lot of people that you have to feed. That's the problem. The problem is not just the number of people. The problem is the resources.
Do you believe cow farts are melting?
Cow farts are not the problem. It's actually burps. It's methane. It's methane. But it's just. But there's also ways they use regenerative farming, so it's carbon neutral. You know, there's people that have like discussed regenerative farming. The only problem is like scaling it for millions and millions of people. But it's just a natural product of animals eating grass. They do know that that happens.
Dude, you know how bad those farts gotta stink? Them to melt icebergs.
It's not that it's melting icebergs, it's just releasing methane.
That's what climate change is. It's all about melting icebergs. Rising sea levels.
Yeah.
It's all about the icebergs.
But it definitely contributes to the gases. Do you know, have you ever gone to like one of those places that just grow cows? My parents used to live in Harrisburg. We used to have to drive through farmland. Bro, it smells so bad. It smells so bad. Like the people that
I've
have to
driven
live
through farmland before. You could smell the cow shit.
No, it's not just cow shit, but it really is cow. Not like millions and millions of cows.
I will never believe cow farts are causing climate change. There's no way anybody's going to believe it. Or their burps. The burps or the farts.
It's contributing to the gases that are in the environment. You know, what Dan Pena's saying and what Steve Coon is saying more specific is that we're talking about a negligible effect in comparison to all these other effects.
I want to see a documentary on how they found out cow farts are burning a hole in the ozone.
It's really burps. It's just methane, man. But I'm telling you, these carbon neutral farmers, these people that use regenerative farming, they take the manure and they put it back into the soil, and that's what they use for fertilizer, and everything is organic. And they're saying if you do it, that's the way animals and the environment are supposed to interact. What we've done that's so fucked is factory farming. And we've taken all these animals and shoved them into these places and made these toxic waste lakes, animal waste. Have you seen those? Where they fly a drone over these factory farming setups they have for pigs? Everybody wants sausage, everybody wants bacon. You need a lot of fucking pigs. A lot of pigs. It's horrific. What they have to do to raise pigs in an economical way so you can get cheap bacon is pretty fucked. That's real. And that is 100% contributing to the amount of methane that gets released and gases that get released. Because they're going into those places, they're fucking terrible toxic. They smell awful, man. Like that shit's, if you live in that city and they open up like some sort of factory farming setup right outside of town, guess what? Your city's ruined. You're gonna smell that shit. You're gonna smell, and you're gonna get used to the smell, unfortunately, because olfactory senses detect changes in smells. That's why people stink. They don't smell themselves. Because otherwise, we're like, oh my God, I smell. I gotta get the fuck out of here. You detect changes in smell. So if you live in a place that stinks, like some parts of New Jersey when they're really polluted, they have factories out there. The people that lived there didn't even know it stunk. People had to come visit them and go, what the fuck are you living? Where are you living at? You know how bad it smells here? They're like, it smells normal. Because they're used to it. They get accustomed to it. That 100% is contributing. So whether it's factory farming or whether it's factories, all the different things that people do that we enjoy. If you want electricity, something's got to burn. Like, how do you do it? You use coal? What do you do? Unless you're going to do nuclear, you're going to have some negative effect. So even people that are getting electric cars, there's people out there thinking they're doing a great job. I have this electric car that's powered by a fucking coal plant, which is the craziest shit ever. Fire and coal is powering your super clean, super green electric car.
That's the fraud right there.
Well, it's completely illogical, that's for sure. That's like this thing like Gavin Newsom says that by 2035 they're not going to sell any more gas vehicles in California. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. Like, not only that, but that's denying technology. Because what if they come up with technology that allows you to filter out all the negative effects of gas? Like, they used to have leaded gas. Do you know that? Like, gas used to have lead. And the reason why I have leaded is like engines would knock, okay? And so they would make this horrible, like, knocking pain. They would run like shit. So they added lead to gasoline, and they poisoned the whole world. Do you know that IQ levels of people who were born between a specific time when they were using leaded gas are lower, like statistically lower, than people who weren't fucking lead poisoned. Did you know that? That's why you have unleaded gas. When you go, you're like, why do they have to tell me it's unleaded? Fuck that. They used to have lead in the fucking gas, and that was in the air everywhere, and everyone was getting lead poisoning. In fact, there's certain plots of land, like a friend of mine was trying to do a garden, he lived in New York, and he got his grass tested and got his soil tested.
These guards have not been cooperating. Like, it's so fucking
It was there in
stupid.
like 1968 when they had leaded gas.
These guards have not been cooperating at all.
This is something that people don't know about.
I should just do a Lumion frame. That's it.
Lead from gasoline blunted the IQ of about half the U.S. population. Leaded gas was banned in 1996, but exposure to the poison cost people born before then several IQ points on average. Researchers
Are you
estimate.
sure it wasn't the music? Or the TV? Growing Pains? Remember the TV? Growing. I used to watch Growing Pains.
I still, the dumbest shit feel better. Like everything's gonna work out.
Oh, yeah, they always worked it out the last 5 minutes. Oh. Never watched.
Yeah, the bad guys go to jail.
Chips, remember that?
Oh, yeah.
A California Highway patrolmen, traffic cops, every episode they get involved in some kind of cartel, drug running shit.
Yeah.
Eric Estrada, and then who was the white guy's name?
I don't remember. Who's the white guy?
Larry.
Wow, someone actually went to the glass there.
Starsky and Hutch.
Hell yeah.
My cousin, I remember my cousin loved Starsky and Hutch, and he had one of them Starsky and Hutch cars with the stupid stripe on the side of it. It was like the ugliest car. Like, go to the Starsky and Hutch car. Look, you know I love, like, classic muscle cars. I would never want one of these pieces of shit. And that was
No?
like, no, look at this terrible Starsky and Hutch
That
car.
red and white one?
Yeah,
I
piece
like
of shit.
it.
That thing's a hunk
Come
of
on,
shit,
man.
bro. That's a hunk of shit. That's their car. Look, the fucking stupid stripe on the side of it. That thing's such a clownmobile. That thing's terrible.
I thought you would dig it.
Get the fuck out of
Look
here.
at that.
Listen, that looks, that doesn't look too bad. Actually, that one. I like with the dual exhaust out the back. I like those tires and wheels too. But still, that's a hunk of shit. Now, look at that. Oh, that's for sale somewhere. Cut to me driving one next week.
Now you gotta get one, dude. Fuck it.
No, but go to 1970 Chevelle SS, black with white stripes. Go to that. Let me show you what was also available during this time period. The fuck out of here with that Starsky. You muscle car.
So whatever happened to your CUDA? You know who has it? Oh, you still got it?
Yeah, look at that. That's what I'm talking
The one that sounded like a dragon? You still have that? I thought you sold it.
No, I bought it back.
You bought it back.
You know who bought it? Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush was
Oh,
driving
shit.
it around. Yeah, Reggie Bush had it.
And then how did you get it back?
He sold it back to the folks that I got it to, that I gave it to. I traded it for a GT3 from my friends at Fusion Motorsports.
Okay.
Fusion Motorsports is the dopest fucking car sales place in Los Angeles. They have like all these like cool old hot rods, and go to Fusion Motorsports website. They have the dopest cars, man. Like dope Lamborghinis and like crazy like 1970 Broncos that are all fixed up. Like they specialize in those cars. So Yoel contacted me and goes, "Hey, we got your Barracuda back." Because Reggie Bush like, those things fucking break down all the time. He's like Reggie Bush is out there.
Got boosted, it discombobulated me. Pretty good run otherwise.
So look at that custom roadster
What's the
shop
speed?
fastback,
9.
1965 Mustang. That's money shit.
Yeah.
That kind of shit. Click on that, Jamie. That, yeah, go to that. Yeah, look at that. That's the kind of shit I like. So they sell a lot of those kind of things. So they had it, so I bought it back, and then I sent it to Roadster Shop. The same people that built this car, I sent it to Roadster Shop, and they're in the middle of fixing it.
Damn. You know, I don't remember a lot of shit.
What the fuck, man?
And I'll never forget you picking me up. You know, you're in the valley. You're driving your CUDA, pick me up in Hollywood to drive to the Comedy Store and hang out. You do your sets and shit. Being able to hear that car from like a mile away, dude. You drop me off, and when you would drop me off, and you would fucking step on the gas, and I could hear you when you're like on La Brea and Sunset, and I could still. It sounded like a goddamn Tyrannosaurus Rex.
It did sound like a dragon.
Dude,
That's an American
I'll
muscle
never
car.
forget that. Going, damn, you're just like.
American muscle cars have such a specific. That's
What the
people are gonna
fuck,
miss.
man?
And I'm really happy, really lucky. I feel real lucky that I grew up during the time that those cars were popular, and that they fixed a lot of the bullshit in them. Like what I like about like that car that we were looking at, the 1965 Mustang, the Roadster shop one. They fixed it, so it's got all like really high-tech brakes, high-tech suspension components. Everything handles well, it steers well, it brakes really quick. You know, the engine runs on fuel injection, so it doesn't stall out all the time. They're like the shit now. They make them like you driving a regular, normal new car, but it's a 1965 Mustang. Or it's a 1970 Barracuda. So they do that.
How many cars?
A few cars.
And where do you keep it? Can I go see them?
We'll talk about it later.
Fine.
My number one addiction is old muscle cars. But they're an investment too. Those cars are all worth money. Like they don't lose money. Like if you have a 1970 Barracuda, that's not worth less money. It's worth the same amount or more. Like they hold their value because they're so valuable, and they only made a certain amount in 1970. You go to like the real ones, the guys are into the numbers matching shit, and I get it. They want like exactly from the factory. To me, that's would you want it to drive better? Do you like the fucking thing or not? Then you should be using it. If you use it, why are you using it with those shitty ass brakes? It's terrible. So they're driving like an antique relic that can't handle, it doesn't brake well. Those are worth millions. Millions. The numbers matching ones. If you get like a numbers matching Hemi-Cuda from like 1971, I guarantee those are worth $1 million plus. Those are so expensive. And they cost like 30 grand when they came out. It doesn't make any sense. It's like probably less than 30 grand. Like in today's dollars, probably like 40 grand. They weren't like expensive cars.
There's probably a bunch of people out there that have no idea.
That's a barn find. They find them all the time. They find them all this car and I'm trying to all left in the
Like, what the fuck?
Cover you with this tarp.
You go out there and you lift the tarp up and it's a fucking $500,000 car sitting there, covered in dust.
Holy shit.
They find those all the time, all over the country. But there's only so many of them. You know, like they only every year the production only made a certain amount of these old cars. Numbers matching, thoroughly documented, award-winning 1971 Plymouth Hemi-Cuda. Oh, it's a bargain. Only $500,000. I know they're sold for a lot more than that. I don't know why. Maybe it's like specific. Look how good that looks, though. Go back to that thing again. Look how good that looks. God damn, it's a good-looking car. That is a fucking good-looking car. Yeah. I mean, shit. There's something about that part of American history. To me, that's the most fascinating. Because that part of American history is the part of American history where rock and roll exploded. Jimi Hendrix exploded. The Beatles exploded. That was just this wild Led Zeppelin time. It was just a wild time in American culture. And you see it in the cars.
But in the 80s, those cars sucked.
Yeah, because of the gas crisis.
And just because they were, they're old.
That was the gas crisis. And it was also protection. Like, those things are terrible, man.
No, but I just mean because they weren't that old. You know, just like a decade old. They
Oh, I
represented
see
like,
what you're
oh, those are poor people have those cars. Those are shitty cars. But then after 30 years, like, holy shit.
That's like the cars in
Yeah.
the 80s.
Do you think like cars from the 2000s will ever be like that in like 40 years?
I don't think we're making cars that are going to be the same. They don't, like, if you get a 1973 Porsche and you get into it, like, that motherfucker built good. You shut the door, it's solid as fuck. Everything feels like really well put together and made. You know, in 1999 world, you drive it around today, it's fucking doors falling off, the seats are all eroded, they're all falling apart, the fucking shifter sticks. There's all sorts of things wrong with them. They don't make them to last. Those old cars, they made those motherfuckers to last. They didn't have the sense. Like, now they do what's called planned obsolescence. Right, so they make something, and they figure you're going to use it for a couple of years. Like if you buy like a new Android phone, Samsung was only going to say, we'll update it for like 3 years. That's it. So you got a new phone in 3 years. Or you're going to be running some old software, your apps won't work on it right. They planned for it. They planned to have the. Back then, they didn't plan for that shit. They made Toyota Land Cruisers in 1970. They're still on the road. Those motherfuckers, they just run forever. They have like 400,000 miles on them. They just run forever. Keep changing the oil, keep fucking changing the spark plugs, do the right thing. That shit will last forever. They made stuff that lasted forever.
Yeah, there's a lot of buildings like that too.
Oh yeah.
Do you know who? You ever heard of John Levi?
Yes. Where have I heard that name?
He's got a YouTube channel, and you know, you had a bit you were talking about earlier where you I think people used to be really smart. Yeah. Well,
I shouldn't have reloaded.
this guy, John Levi, he's just got amazing videos of like a bunch of structures all over the world, in the United States included, where we can't even build it today. There's a lot of crazy shit. Have you heard the Tartarian?
Yeah, Sam Tripoli brought that up.
Yeah, there's many levels to it. There's one of them is there's evidence that there was a great mud flood. There's a lot of shit, structures underground. There was a great mud flood, and then there's evidence that there was some kind of electromagnetic cataclysm. That did you know bricks conduct electricity?
Bricks do?
Yeah.
How so?
I don't know, but apparently they conduct
Well,
electricity.
don't they use ceramic on electrical components? They do.
I don't know.
They use ceramic on some, don't they?
Yeah, I could be
Like
wrong
spark
about that.
plugs?
This is just all this stuff that and
Here it is. Bricks can be charged up to 10,000 times.
yeah, isn't that crazy?
It's crazy. The red pigment of bricks converted into a plastic compound used to conduct and store electricity.
It's just so fucking shitty.
A study published by Nature Communications found. Whoa, so your fucking house could be a battery?
Yeah, so that's what this conspiracy theory is. There's the mud flood side. There's the electromagnetic.
I can't believe that didn't
it's
fucking kill him.
What I'm into the most. John Levi videos. I'm into that. You get addicted. Everybody that I get into, they go, dude, I can't stop watching. Curtis from 10th Planet Austin, he goes, I can't stop watching. You just like, he made so many. This guy is, he doesn't say he knows anything. He gets on Google Maps and goes to places like, look at this. And you know that city, Turkmenistan? There's a city, Turkmenistan. Okay. Have you heard of this one? Dude, there's a city. It's like a ghost city in the middle of the Middle East. There's insane structures.
Pull that up, Jamie.
And I think the city is called Abstan or something, but it's Turkmenistan. And they got some insane structures.
What is that?
Like, you see those antennas? People are theorizing that those antennas are taking energy out of the air, like the way Tesla wanted to do it. All that shit it's free energy. And
Those are antennas? That's what
who knows? Who knows what they are? But that's what he's theorizing. That's what he's theorizing. Like, anyways, you see those structures?
Yeah.
They're structures like that. And the structure. So the theory is these structures were already here before us.
What? These structures?
This is the theory is great resets happen all the time. It doesn't, because according to mainstream history, we were horse and buggy from the year 1 to 100, 200 to the year 1000, 1200, 1300, the year 1500, 1600, 1700, 1800, and in 1910 we figured it out. Oh, we figured out electricity. We figured out cars. This guy, based on what his research, is saying, dude, humans figured this shit out like in 150 years, and they keep doing it over and over again. And he's saying that he thinks that there was a great reset in the 1800s. That free energy was already there was already free energy
In the 1800s?
in the 1800s, and they shut it down.
They shut it. Who's they?
The same
All right, I'll have to watch
the
this
same
video.
lineage. Okay, go watch it on your own, dude. It's fascinating.
Okay.
Fascinating.
I'll
So
have to
so
spark
real
one
quick,
up.
let me
Okay.
end. So he's saying he's theorizing. You don't know. He's saying that Nikola Tesla was a distraction. They already figured out how Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla was like, oh, they got people to focus on the guy who he had 300 inventions and patents and all that, and he was battling with Thomas Edison, and then he stole all this shit, and then Westinghouse, boom. He's saying that's a distraction. They already had free energy. So he's saying horse and buggy, all that, like, he's thinking like the Wild West and all that shit was rewritten. Like we had to start over with the horse and buggy.
Alright, I'm gonna play some Bunker 1 pretty soon. Probably after this run or something.
Civilization being reset. But to me, the most interesting one is the Younger Dryas impact theory, because that has a lot of evidence. That's the one that Randall Carlson and Graham Hancock proposed. That somewhere around 12,000 years ago, we were hit all over the world with asteroid impacts. And that's what ended the Ice Age and caused destruction that we couldn't even imagine. And then civilization was forced to remake.
Yeah, this guy's saying these things happen way more often. Like we weren't horse and buggy for 2,000 years. We figured that's what he's saying. And all this evidence of all this shit, you know, it seems like the pyramids, they blow the pyramids up so much. Like who built those? Did the aliens build them? Or did the slaves build them? Like they got everybody on the pyramids at 10,000 years. Is it 10,000? Is it 20,000? They got everybody on the boom, like the 10,000, 20,000. But really, it looks, there's a theory that that's just a distraction for the structures that are in our cities. That we got structures in our cities all over the United States that we can't build today. But
wait a minute. That's because they don't understand the construction methods.
Exactly.
But it's not because they're physically incapable of building it. Like the pyramids, the problem with the pyramids is they're almost physically incapable of building.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what's so crazy about the pyramids. Like somehow or another, 5,000 plus years ago, they had the technology to make some stuff that blows your fucking mind.
Totally. I believe it, and I'm with you with that. But there's levels. It isn't just 10,000 years old. There's buildings. This guy's saying every city has got buildings that no one knows how to build them. They've been here. They were here before we got here.
What?
Yes.
Crazy. But there's like Lewis and Clark don't have any fucking stories about finding cities. They found
who knows
bears and shit. And
when it comes to history, man, I'm all of mainstream history. Where you got writings and journals, anybody could read them. There was no video.
Right.
You know, I don't know. It's just fascinating.
Of course, but here's the thing. Why is it so interesting to find like secrets?
Because
one more run, then I'm gonna play Bunker 1.
All they do is shove lies down our throats from the day we're born. So it's fascinating finding out what the truth is. And that's
Okay,
what
fuck this. I'm gonna play
that's
Bunker
all.
1.
Could be wrong, but we're trying to find the truth. And there's a lot of shit. When you get into a couple of John Levi videos, dude, you're gonna be fucking stuck. Dude. He breaks it all, dude. He goes to the places. You look at these structures.
What is his background?
He's not. I don't think he's a scientist or anything. He's just a regular, a small business owner who sold his COVID fucked his business up, so he ended up living in parts of like a small town in Utah. So he's saying goes like Utah. He knows a lot about Utah. He goes, dude, the mainstream story is Wild West. Everybody's coming. There's nobody here but Indians. And then when they get to Utah, and the Mormons start up their religion or whatever, and he goes, and then you see all these old pictures, and he's thinking they're like, it's all like cowboys and Indians, like everything wood structure. That's what you would think. Horse and buggy, you're in a wagon. All your buildings are gonna be out of wood, right? But then all of a sudden, where did this fucking structure come from? You guys just got here and you built some shit, some like castles.
What are these? Like, show me these places. Show me.
If you go to.
I've never heard of any structures in North America that people can't explain.
They're everywhere. So
This is
if you go to.
1913.
Is this a John Levi video?
So this is a bunch of buildings.
So you just gotta, you gotta listen to him talk, and he goes through a bunch of shit.
So this is.
Look like this, like shit like that. Like how did that happen? Like in San Francisco, there's structures in San Francisco. There was supposed to be nobody there. There's structures like it was supposed to be coal miners or gold miners, but there's structures in San Francisco that were already there.
What do you mean already there though? Like when? Don't they know when these fucking things were built?
That's the question. Do they really?
What structures?
Or are they rewriting history? That's the question. So you'd have to sit down and watch it. You can't you're not gonna You have to sit down and watch it. But what he found is, like, there's all these old castles all over the United States that they turn into an insane asylum. Castles, yes, insane asylums. Old castles turn into insane asylums.
So that was one that they built in 1893. But they did know how to build these buildings. There's even photos of these people making these buildings. Like old.
He thinks a lot of those photos are staged. He said that.
As you're bringing it up, I was going to ask. Something I heard recently. It's not a conspiracy, but like, do you know how fast the Empire State Building was made?
No, how fast?
1 year and 45 days, 20 months it took them to make a 102-story building. And downtown Austin, you know, I mean, they're doing one at a time, but it's not that fast.
Yeah, why do you think that is?
Desire, honestly, is probably it. They probably paid people and they were breaking rules, and
They probably didn't have rules. Like those dudes that are walking on those beams, eating lunch, just sitting up there.
Yeah.
You see those photos? Those photos freak me.
Dudes fall all the time. Even with the safety shit they got going on now, my cousin builds skyscrapers in downtown LA. He's up, he loves it. He loves getting up at 5:30 in the morning and hanging out on welding skyscrapers. He says, oh, you hear someone fell off? Cool. Every now and then people fall. Fuck. Can you imagine what that looks like? Fuck. Can you imagine the splatter?
Imagine that guy, you're making $15 an hour.
They make a lot. They make way more than 15. They're like in the $40 range an hour or something. Yeah, they make good money.
Still,
But
$40
still,
an
I would
hour.
not, dude,
Fall for fucking
dude, if
beans.
I see a video of heights, I'm scared of heights. Like just on video,
Yeah.
it scares the shit out of me.
I've
I did the
had
VR, you know, where you're on a,
yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm
I
that
had
guy.
Alex Honnold on a couple of times. You know who he is? He's that guy that free solo climbs. He climbs
Oh, yeah,
El
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Capitan. He's just digging his hand into cracks. And they film him with drones, so they got like drones around him filming him, and he's literally.
What if a drone hit him,
feet
dude?
up. That's this guy.
Oh,
guy
see,
gets
that
paid.
like that fucks me up.
Every day,
That fucks me
6
up.
months, and earns $20,000 a time. Change a light bulb at the top of this tower. He has to change a light bulb.
Oh,
Every 6
I'm already getting chills.
Every 6 months he does this.
Yeah.
What? in the-
And he gets 20K?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
each time he does it.
That's not bad. But still, because nobody wants to do it.
Right.
Fuck that. Bro, fuck.
Oh, that's
Fuckity
hard to
fuck,
watch.
fuck,
Is that
fuck.
normal? That it's hard to watch for some people?
Of course it's hard
Probably
to watch. It's fucking hard to watch, man. This is terrifying. Look how he keeps doing it. And look how they set it up for him. They didn't even set it up good. They didn't make it where, why, if you know that someone's gonna have to change that fucking light bulb, wouldn't you have like some sort of normal staircase up there?
That makes it too easy for anyone to get
Dude,
up
my
there.
legs are like,
Bro, that is
I'm getting chills
that
up
is
and down my
fucking wild. Look, he has to reach into his bag and pull out a light bulb and change it. He's probably counting right now. He's probably gonna get one of your stars.
Do you think the drone is fucking with them? Because they're filming it.
That's hard to look at, right?
Oh look,
Is
he's
that,
sticking himself in.
being afraid of heights, is that like a natural thing you think? It's gotta be, right?
It's survival.
Yeah, stay away from that shit.
Survival. It's a survival skill. It's like it's a natural mechanism to prevent you from fucking going near the edge of cliffs.
Yeah, I wonder if it's programmed. Because, you know, like, for me, I'm programmed to be scared shitless of swimming in the, like, deep in the ocean. I would think that right away a shark's gonna eat me. You know what I mean? And that comes from Jaws. You know, Jaws did that to me. And all
Stories in the news.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Let's get the legs bit off.
So that's kind of like, you know, a mind fuck right there. I wonder if there was things we saw on TV that made us afraid of heights.
No, it's just
natural?
Natural. You fall, you fucking die. Everybody knows it. It's like you're looking at possible. It's like watching a video of someone like staring into a gun. Like, don't fucking do it. Your fingers on the trigger, you're staring into the gun. Like, "Ah!" It's the same kind of thing. It's like you could fuck up.
You know, it was a trip that you had Mark Zuckerberg on this podcast. That was a crazy podcast. And the fact that he was all into jujitsu, that was a shock.
He loves it.
That was a shock.
He trains almost every day.
It's crazy,
He
right?
loves it. He's a super smart guy. It makes sense. Smart people get into jujitsu. It's like it becomes a puzzle. And he said that when he was running all the time, he said he thought too much. He said because you're thinking about your life and all your distractions and all your shit. He goes, when I'm doing jujitsu, I'm
You can't
only
think about
thinking-
nothing.
Can't think about
Can't
nothing.
think about shit.
And that's in that way. I think it's one of the reasons why people become so addicted to jujitsu because it's like medicine for you. It's medicine for your brain.
And you're practicing killing. That's medicine for your brain,
Yeah,
too.
that's medicine for your brain too. Yeah, but it's also like the exertion that you have is so thorough that when you leave there, you're so peaceful. You're like, oh my
probably down.
down. I'm thinking about
Dude,
it.
go. It's going to be insane.
Yeah, I may be able to. I'm trying to move something around to see.
We should go. Also, in October 23rd, we're having EBI Absolutes. So you're going to get to see. That's going to be in El Paso, Texas, at the Speaking Rock Entertainment Center.
As far as El Paso?
That's a good question. I don't know. You should go, dog. We'll hook it up. It's a great place. They have concerts there. Cypress Hill is just there.
When is that?
September. It's a whole weekend. We're gonna have Medusa, which is our all-female event. September 20th.
I like that name.
Yeah, it's all female.
How far is El Paso? It's above Dallas.
Oh, so September 24th is Medusa 3. Dude, Medusa's awesome. It's girls doing combat jiu-jitsu.
What? Oh, so it's way the fuck down. Oh, it's right near Warren.
Quick private jet. Boom. You know what I mean? But the 23rd or the
That's bad for
24th.
climate, Eddie. You shouldn't fly private. It's terrible. Just take a bus. I saw people saying that Mark Wahlberg could have taken a bus. I literally saw them say that. They're complaining. They took his jet and he only flew for 19 minutes. But like, he could have taken a bus. Like,
Yeah,
what?
if you're on private jets all the time, you should be like giving speeches on
Climate change.
Yeah, you should probably shut the fuck up.
Probably shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing? Those guys are all flying private and
Please.
screwing
Yeah.
around their yachts.
Please.
And they're talking
Yeah.
shit.
You know, it'd be awesome to see fucking Greta Thunberg in a private jet, partying, boom. You know what I mean? You know she's on private jets. You know that shit.
No Instagram pictures.
She wants to take him so bad. She wants it so bad.
to save the world. Kissy face. That is a wild thing because we do not ever want to do private jets. Fly private jets are complex to talk about. It's kind of crazy because it's the ultimate trap. Because the really rich people never want to do private jets.
No.
Why would you do that? Why would you be a billionaire if you didn't get your own jet in the yacht?
Imagine if their guards had to give up their guns.
Oh my god.
Oh, they'd freak the fuck out.
They would freak the fuck out. That's what's hilarious, right? Well, I was talking about this the other day about Hollywood. It's like, who is more anti-gun than Hollywood? Nobody. Who promotes guns more than Hollywood? Nobody. They're the greatest promoter of guns ever. In every fucking good movie, the guy uses a gun and kills the bad guy. Uses a gun and kills the monster.
Yeah. If you're making movies, you need to shut the fuck up.
Shut the
about
fuck
gun
up.
control, please.
Shut the fuck up.
What the fuck are you talking
You're
about?
causing people to want to get guns.
Yeah.
Also, all the movies like shit like that. Tell me those gun sales don't jack up every time.
How about what would sports look like if sports were run in a socialist way? Like everybody got paid the same. Nobody gets cut. Like you could have as many people on the team as possible. Everyone gets paid the same. And you had to have Mexicans play basketball. You had to have at least 3 Mexicans play basketball. You know what I mean? And a couple East Indians. You know, you had to mix it all in. A couple Asians. What do you think? What would happen to sports if it went socialist?
It would fall apart.
You think so?
I think if you didn't let everybody that's really the best play the most.
That's not what socialism is.
I know, that's what's ridiculous.
Everyone gets paid the same.
Well, sports is like, that's the fucking way the rubber meets the road.
Yeah.
Because it's meritocracy. The best players play the best.
Yeah.
And they're the number one people. Like
Yeah.
the best fighter wins.
I want some Mexicans in football. We had like 2. We had 2. Anthony Munoz in 1978. He was a big Mexican offensive lineman for the Bengals. And then I think Sanchez from the Jets. Wasn't he a quarterback, Jamie? He's half Mexican. We need more Mexicans. I want like a little paisita Mexican fucking playing cornerback. That would be
Imagine
awesome.
if there was, you had to have, that was the mandate. It didn't matter how good you were. We had to have a certain amount of trans people, a certain amount of lesbians, a certain amount of Asians, East Asians.
Girls
a
and
certain
everything.
amount of-
Females
Yep.
playing football. Mix
Yep.
them all in. We got female refs. Why not throw them in, you know, as players too? Make it all equal.
It would be ridiculous.
It'd be the greatest sports league of all time, dude. Who would be pissed off the most? The fans or the players? The good
The good players.
The good players,
And the
right?
fans, because the playing would suck.
You know what?
Imagine if like you had LeBron James when you couldn't use him.
You had to rotate everybody in equally. You know, LeBron James making $120,000 a year.
He'd make all his money in sneakers.
I wonder it could be super entertaining to watch. It could be awesome.
Yeah.
It could be awesome.
You like bad sports?
Hey.
If you like the folly of
Come
it.
on,
If you like the folly of it, or just like maybe
I'm not
spots
saying throw.
available to
Okay, take
anybody, regardless of how good they play. You can have that.
They gotta have something. They gotta have something.
Like, there's some sports you can never do that to.
Like what?
A race. Like, as an individual enters into the race, you know, like if you have a marathon.
Okay.
Like, the best people who run the fastest are going to win. It's a pure meritocracy. Because
How do you fix that? How do you fix that?
Everybody gets to race.
You know what? You know what you do?
What do you do?
Is you decide the winner before the race. You say you're gonna win, bro. And you tell everybody. You say you're first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. You guys ready?
We
Boom.
want to have a quality of outcomes. We're going to let old people.
And they pull a number. They put the name out of the hat. Boom. No. And you bet on
What name gets pulled
Yeah,
out.
exactly. But you don't find out till the end of the race. So you kind of think it's real. That's the only way to fix the world, dude. Equality.
Equality of outcomes.
Yeah.
And the only way to enforce equality of outcomes. That's what people don't realize. If you want to enforce equality of outcome, you're going to have more coffee. That's what we need. You're going to have someone enforce those laws. You're going to have, like, one thing that I said that kind of scares me, if they really said that the way to fix America's problems is a total redistribution of all income, if they said we're going to vote on this, and the majority of people don't make much money, but a small percentage of people have most of the money. A small percentage of people have most of the money. So what we're going to do is we're going to evenly distribute that to everyone. We're going to cure all poverty in this country. People would do that. People would vote on it. They would say that this is an unjust and unequal system. They didn't give a fuck if you started a business from the bottom, you ate ramen for fucking 6 years, and you figured out some invention and became a millionaire. They don't give a fuck. You have too much money. It's not fair. You should give it to the greater good of the world. And then they spread it equally amongst the people. That's something that some people believe in. And that would be terrifying. Because the only way to get those people to give up their money, so if you're a person that did, start some business and ate ramen for 5 years, and you bust your ass.
Fuck off.
Someone comes along and says, the only way you have this is to go to the
That's what happened in Cuba. Oh, the people with money in Cuba, they wanted to kill Fidel Castro. They were trying to murder that dude. And then they were fleeing the country. Yeah, go to Florida and ask them Cubans how they feel about.
Those are all Republicans.
Yeah, ask them. Look at them.
That's what we're talking about. And that's something that people in this country would say yes to. A lot of people would say yes to. That is terrifying. Because the only way to enforce that is violence. That's how you get a dictator like Castro. That's the only way you can enforce it. The only way you can get people to
It
do
sounds good though. It sounds good because, dude, I
Oh,
was
it's so
like,
stupid.
hey, what's Fidel? Like, look what he's saying. It sounds good. We're gonna give land to the poor. We're gonna redistribute the wealth, free education, free medical. It sounds like, oh shit, okay. It's basically a trick. It's just a trick.
Well, it sounds great on paper until you realize the only way to enforce it is to have a dictator that tells you can't have whatever you want. That someone has to come along and take it.
One of my students fled from Venezuela by himself, man. He trains every day. Try to tell him what socialist is like. Socialism, rather. I did a seminar in Colombia, and a guy was living in Colombia. He was a doctor in Venezuela, and he said the guy sweeping up his office got the same pay as he did. He goes, the problem with socialism, he said, and you hear this from experience, is the system sounds great. Everyone gets, yeah. But the incentive is gone. Nobody works. Everyone just sits on their ass and they just rot. That's the problem. Nobody does. There's no incentive to do anything.
That's the fucking problem with human nature, right?
Yeah, totally.
Human nature is like a competitive drive that some people have to succeed, and the reward they get for that success is they get extraordinary wealth, or they get fame, or they get recognition. They get something out of it. You don't give them something. They don't want. Why are they working? They're working just for the greater good of people. Some people want to do that. Some people want to work just for the greater good of people. Most people want some sort of compensation.
Yeah.
And if they work extraordinary hours and they dedicate themselves to something, which we know people do, we know people throw themselves into their work and become very successful.
I mean, for sure, capitalism breeds corruption and breeds a lot of negative shit. For sure, capitalism does a lot of crazy shit. But for sure, socialism is fucking sucks. For sure, right? So, where would you rather live? In both governments are corrupt, but in capitalism, if you work your ass off, you can, you could make money and you can.
Isn't there a way to do like capitalism that has an ethical form of capitalism where a certain amount of tax dollars go to things that could actually help the community, and that's what comes out of making a certain amount of money, is that you know that you're going to be contributing to the community, you're going to be helping. So capitalism, you're still incentivized, you're still making a lot of money, but these companies decide on their own that they're going to generate income specific, like this Mr. Beast guy makes all this money, generates a specific amount of it just for.
Yeah, I think the big problem, or one of the biggest problems in government is there's nobody auditing where the tax money is. There's nobody on it. People just stealing tax money. And why are they stealing the tax money? Because it's the only money you can steal where no one's going to come and kill you. Tax money, no one's going to come to get you. You steal someone's money, shit, he finds out where you live, he's going to come after you. You steal a corporation's money, they're going to fucking put you in prison. You steal tax money, that's everybody's money. So being a politician is all about pulling on heartstrings, trying to pass these bills, these humanitarian bills, where we're aid here, aid over there, and then they steal the money. So nobody's keeping track.
So how are they stealing the money? Are they stealing the money by virtue of like they develop these charities and most of the money goes to the bureaucracy and very little of it goes to the charity? Is that what you mean?
I don't know how money laundering works exactly, but
for sure there's loopholes.
yeah, for sure they're stealing money. You know what I mean? Like people forget that the wall, they think that building a wall trumps them. It's racist. But there's plenty of video of Obama and the Clintons and everything. We gotta build the secure borders are very important. It's common sense shit. Secure borders are common sense. Yes, we want to let, if you're a mother, you have kids, and you're fleeing oppression, hell yeah, I want you here. Anybody, like, legit oppressed, trying to find a better life, hell yeah. My grandma and grandpa did the same thing. I'm all for that. But we just can't let everybody unvetted. We just got to make sure that we filter out the criminals and all the criminal activity that's going on with open borders. It's common sense. The Democrats were all for that. Plenty of video. Plenty of video. And they pass bills.
It's not
to
it.
build
Really
the
bad
wall,
start.
but they never finish it. There's a documentary called The Fence. Watch that shit.
So do you think they do that on purpose?
What they do is they say, hey, we need a wall. Common sense. Everybody's on it. We need a wall. We can't just have criminals coming through. Yes, we're going to let the people who are legit looking for a new life. Yes, of course. Of course. Who doesn't want that? But so there's a documentary called The Fence, and it's all about, they passed the bill to build the wall, but they run out of money. And then they disappear and don't talk about it again. And then they bring it up again. But when Trump did it, they're like, damn, this motherfucker really wants to build a wall. Dude, we just say we're going to do it because it's common sense and everyone agrees with common sense, but we don't actually do it. This motherfucker's really going to do it. Damn, okay, walls are racist. Walls are racist. Look at this racist. That's what we're doing.
But isn't Biden still building the wall? I think Biden went back. Aren't they started construction on the wall?
But how come, all of a sudden? All of a sudden, they were all against the wall this whole time.
It's just a
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's
You know what there's a part, you know the border of Canada and the United States is like, it's like carved out of the forest. There's a line. Biden administration to close border wall gaps in Arizona. Look at that. Biden administration said Thursday it had authorized U.S. Customs and Border Protection to close gaps in a border wall.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Yay, Biden.
Trump administration authorized completion. Excuse me, the Biden administration authorized completion of the Trump-funded U.S.-Mexico border wall in an open area of southern Arizona near Yuma.
So Biden's racist now?
It's just, they say, they just do it and they don't say anything about it. They just go, well, yeah, we were wrong. We need a wall. But the crazy thing is, like, go to the wall, go to the border of Canada. This is what's nuts. You go to the border of Canada and it's hilarious. It's like this field. Like, it really is. Like, it's a good place to, like, know you're crossing the border.
But when you cross in a car and you go through the little ports,
Yeah.
they're hardcore. Oh my God. Canadian Border Patrol agents? Dude.
American Border Patrol agents at Canada are the same thing. Like, they want to check everything.
Yeah, they're hardcore.
And if you have a DUI, good luck.
Oh, you can't? Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get into Canada.
Yeah, no joke. So that's the, look at the fucking pathway. Look on that one in the middle. Yeah, anyone.
Is that,
any one of those. Where you
so
see
are
that's
people
the
coming
border.
in or leaving? Where are they going?
No one's doing nothing. I mean, it's probably some criminal elements that are using it, that are using the woods.
Where is that, in Washington or something?
Washington State. So it's like right where.
So there's a trail that you can just walk into Canada.
It's woods.
Yeah.
You just walk through the woods. Like there's like so much of it is just woods.
But why don't they seal it off? No one wants to go to Canada?
It's neither or. Like it's not that much different. The slash 20-foot clearing stretches 5,525 miles across the world's longest border. So the thing is, it's like the quality of life in Canada is pretty high. It's a nice place to live. Like, you know, there's some great places in Canada. Toronto, Montreal, great places. Mexico is right there, connected to the United States, and it's dire poverty at the border. The difference between the border of Canada in like Vancouver and the border of Mexico, Tijuana, that's or Juarez, that's a stark contrast.
Why do you think that is?
The drug. It's a big part of it. They were bad government, corrupt government. They're fucked. You know,
When the cops are 100% corrupt, your country's fucked.
and the problem with it is there's so much drug money. The drug money is so prevalent over there, and the cartels are so strong that, and you know, the United States has goofy fucking laws, and so people want illegal drugs. The only way you buy them is from criminals. The criminals are making fucking billions of dollars and don't pay a penny in taxes. The same amount of drugs.
What kind of work would the cartels get into if they decriminalized drugs? What do you think it would be?
They probably sell them legitimately. Open up pharmaceuticals. They're in the drug business. Why wouldn't they stay in the drug business? So opiates become legal, right?
Okay.
Say if heroin is legal,
Okay.
and you just buy heroin anywhere at 7-Eleven.
Okay.
They would just start selling heroin. They'd make their own heroin. And they would sell it, but then they would have to, like, it would have to be tested and have to be legitimate. You'd have to get someone to make sure that it's some sort of government accredited agency that inspects the place.
Apparently, you know, there's so many levels of criminals coming to of course, child smugglers, human trafficking, guns, drugs, a lot of shit, a lot of levels, right? And one is organ harvesting. I just saw this report. It was on. I don't know what news program it was, but they had
people over to harvest their organs.
It could be fake. I don't know. Like you don't know, but it was a cartel whistleblower. His voice was totally distorted. He was all in black. You couldn't see him. And he was saying, they were asking him, like, "What's up with all the kids? What do you guys do with the kids?" He was saying that yes, most of them are human trafficking.
Human trafficker says cartels harvest children's organs and stuff drugs in their corpses. Fuck. And this is from the Daily Caller. So this interview and this guy,
He says the kids are mostly, they make more money off it. Isn't that crazy? They're looking for.
So they're using like these orphan children and getting black market organs.
That's some real shit. Like Tourista, that movie Tourista, remember that? Like from Brazil? Yeah. It's nightmares. Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy. That's a real issue. And then when you have a porous border, that kind of shit can take place.
I wonder if politicians are getting paid by these criminal elements to not build shit. Don't build shit. You make sure he doesn't build shit.
But it's also,
you know what I mean? You think
unpopular with their constituents. It's unpopular with a lot of liberals.
because they made it since Trump ran for office, they made it racist. The border's now racist.
It's racist.
Yeah. So
You know,
that's power. The media's powerful. They were all about it. They were all about secure borders, and everybody was with it. Everybody, Mexicans were with it. Everybody, Mexicans on the border on the American side, they want a wall. They're like, damn, yeah, put a wall up. You know what I mean? A lot of criminals are coming through. Not all of them. Again, the legit families coming through. Hell yeah, we got a spot for you for sure. But we gotta vet people, common sense, and everybody was with the common sense. But as soon as Trump says, I'm actually gonna build it, they go, no, you can't actually build it. You just gotta pretend like you are so you get the money, but you don't actually do it. I'm actually gonna do it. Fuck it, let's make it racist. And they did it. They made it racist. Everybody thinks Trump is Russian agent. They got him right away. Day one, Russian agent. Everybody believed that. People were losing their minds. Like, oh my God, Russia has infiltrated the White House. There's a Russian agent. All these intelligence officers are signing off on it. People believe it. They think, I have friends that think Trump is a psychopath. Like he's a psychopath. If you think Trump's a psychopath, a psychopath, a Russian agent psychopath. Like, damn, they did a really good job.
There's a lot of people that just buy narratives.
They did a
Whatever
really good
narrative.
job. They liked Trump before. People were like fans of Trump before. No one hated him. Yeah, yeah,
And then he felt the full force of the machine.
yeah. You know, people. There's people waking up now. You learn a lot. Like all the stuff Bill Maher's saying. Like, whoa.
Isn't that wild?
You would think Bill Maher would be like on Team Demon because he's like so famous. And HBO, you just
Yeah, but
automatically.
you know what? He's a comic. And comics recognize bullshit. And he's a comic that's been, doing clubs and shit for decades. This guy's been doing stand-up forever. And he's been in the machine for so long. He knows how it works.
You would think exactly. You would think that even if he's smart enough to figure that out, like maybe he had like some kind, like he was, like he can't say shit because they're gonna fire him.
Control. First of all, it's like HBO, which helps a lot. Because HBO is not going to censor. And he's got a
Come on, it's so fucking stupid. It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
intelligent guy. That's what he does. But he's also like an old school liberal. He's like, I'll stay out of your life, you stay out of mine. Like that's like the old school. Live and let live. He's like, where the fuck did all that go?
Yeah.
And so he's calling it out. And I really appreciate what he's doing.
I'm not liberal. I've never voted. I'm not liberal. I'm not Republican. I'm a fucking common sensican. And that, I grew up thinking if I had to choose one, gun to my head, I'm like, I'm a liberal because I want to party and have sex. And like, I was growing up a wild motherfucker, wanted to be a rock star. How could you be a Republican when I was growing up, or a conservative was like, oh my God, they wear suits. Like if you see like an 18-year-old Republican, what is he gonna wear? A suit and be a business? He's gonna be a businessman and go to church? Fuck that, right? You're like, and then also George Bush Sr. and George Bush Jr. You're like, fuck Republicans. Are you out of your mind? Of course.
Right.
Of course. I'm like on that other side. But then you find out about the Clintons. You're like, damn, they're both fucked. In the 2000s, I'm like, dude, for sure. I was like, fuck Republicans. George Sr. and George W. Fuck that. There's no way I'm gonna go to that. I'm a Democrat, I like to party. Right? You know, we like to go to Vegas. Democrats go to Vegas. Republicans go to fucking
Mar-a-Lago.
now they do. Now they do. And again, I never voted.
They go to Pebble Beach.
I've never voted. But you know, many people, they're starting to go, wait a minute, what has the left been infiltrated, or are they really that dumb? Like, what's going on? And like Jimmy Dore is like, dude, he goes hard in the paint, dude. He's a
He
former.
calls it like the season of everything.
Yes,
With
he's a
everything.
comedian too.
He's a comedian.
He's a kid.
Yeah.
So he's another guy who is like on the left side more than the right side. I mean, you could consider him like a democratic comedian. Like,
He's definitely a progressive.
yeah, for sure.
He's like a legitimate
But he's
progressive.
calling them all out now, and so is Bill Maher. Whoa.
Well, Jimmy's always done that.
Whoa.
Jimmy's always done that.
But not like the last 2 years.
Well, he's
the
just
last
getting
year.
better at it.
Yeah, and it's easier because they keep doing the dumbest shit ever. At
Yeah.
what point are you gonna say I've had enough too?
He's actually well informed too.
Yeah.
Jimmy's very, very well informed.
And then you hear, like the shit Elon Musk is saying. He's saying like, vote Republican. He's like, and then you said that too. No, you said it. You're saying the only way we're gonna fix this is, I think you said it with Aaron Rodgers. You're like, we gotta vote Republican at this point.
I was saying, if you don't want your state to get locked down, COVID
Hell yeah. Same thing though.
the only states that were willing, like Ron DeSantis has the best policies, and people criticized the shit out of it. And they came up with all these statistics. One of the ones I got in this conversation with Billy Corbett about was talking about the cops in Miami. You know, that they're dying from COVID more than they're dying from crime. And
Who said that?
Billy Corbett. I think at one point in time.
Billy Corbett?
Corbett.
Come on. What are you even doing
I'm
there?
like, oh my god, that's one of my favorite bands. No.
No,
Dude, when these huge bands go super woke, it's hard to listen to the music. Like I go back, I'm like, I don't want to listen to this shit no more. You're gonna make people fucking get shot up to go to your concert? To go to your, what happened? What's going on here? I thought it was, fight the machine. What happened to that?
People lost their fucking minds, man.
Yeah, but then every now and then you got a fucking rock star like Kid Rock. I never had a Kid Rock CD. You know what I mean? I did play a couple of the songs at the strip club when I used to DJ. I ain't gonna lie. And you know that bum diddy bum da bang dang the boogie diggy dong. Okay. That's a good stripper song. There was a couple other ones. You know what I mean?
He had some anthems.
But dude, he's my hero. I'm a big fan of fucking Kid Rock and Pitbull coming out. Dude, I'm like, damn, there's not all celebrities are captured. Not all of them. Some of them, they see it. Some of them are awake, And I don't know a Pitbull song. I don't know anything about Pitbull, but I'm a huge fan of Pitbull. That takes big balls. They come out.
Cubans don't want to have any part of that socialist bullshit.
Little by little, we're in the middle. We're in the middle of some strange fucking shit because when they finally said, okay, you don't have to wear fucking masks anymore at airports and planes, people were like, fuck, yeah, there's all these videos of the stewards were happy as fuck. Everybody was just so happy. But then now they say, fuck that shit. Not LAX, dog. We're gonna keep the mask going. And it's still going. At LAX, it's still going.
You have to wear a mask at LAX?
Let me finish. They got fucking big screens. Gotta wear your mask. Please wear your mask. Every 5 minutes, someone says, please wear your mask. Really? And cover your face and nose. Still, to this day. But the crazy thing is, this is the crazy thing. You don't have to wear a mask if you want to. Half the people don't have masks, half of them do. No, what we're finding out is nobody's enforcing shit. TSA, you go right up to a TSA guy, they still have to wear masks, and they're all pissed off. TSA guys have their nose hanging out. TSA guys, they used to yell at us for having our nose out, and now they got, some guys say, fuck it, and they just pull it down and walk around with a bottle of water. Nobody says shit. But if you're just a customer at the airport in LAX, no matter what, everywhere you look, you gotta wear your mask, but nobody, half the people aren't wearing masks. No one says shit.
All guests traveling through LAX ages 2 and older are required to continue wearing masks in all terminals in accordance to the health officer order issued by the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health, June 29, 2022. That's fucking long.
Yeah, so it's crazy. We're like in the middle. You know that? Remember that one documentary we saw on the Congo? Congo where they were showing how usually you think there was a jungle once, it was lush, and then slowly it turned into the desert. But in this part of the Congo, it was reversed. It was desert, but it was slowly turning into jungle. And that's why, like, antelope would get caught in the jungle, and they adapted, and they learned how to swim in lagoons. Remember that? Yeah. Remember that shit? It's that, and you see the edge, like, damn, it's turning into jungle. That, it just reminds me of that. We're at LAX, half the people don't have masks, but half of them do. And it's like, and as time goes on.
So they don't enforce it at all?
No, nobody enforces shit. Not one person.
They don't say when you get on the plane?
They don't say shit.
No one says shit.
No one says shit.
So in LAX, you're supposed to wear the mask until you get on the plane, and when you're on the plane, you don't have to wear a mask anymore. It's only LA.
But nobody wears masks. Not nobody. No one's enforcing not wearing masks. 'Cause still, you still
It's like
see
half
people
and half.
with the mask. Yeah, half and half. But as time goes on, you're gonna see less and less masks, and then you're gonna see the ones that just hold on. They just hold on to it.
They're not even
just
forcing people to wear those N95 masks. It's not like they're wearing those masks that are supposed to actually kind of be effective at stopping viral transmission. But you can wear a fucking bandana, and people think that's a mask. People wear those face gaiters. People
you know
wear
what?
face gaiters. You breathe right through those.
You know
things.
what? If you're wearing a mask because you're just too lazy to put on your fucking makeup for the day, and you just rather wear a mask, God bless you. Okay, I get it. You know what I mean? Or you're old, and you look like shit. Put on a fucking N98, cover the whole fucking thing. Maybe you're better looking with the mask.
Isn't it weird that wearing a mask in all these horror movies and in any scenario, if you're out at night, someone's wearing a mask, like you're getting robbed, some terrible thing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's a bad person.
Yeah.
And then it became wearing a mask means you're a good person, which is really weird. Because no matter what, I know why they did it. I know they thought they were doing it to stop the spread of the virus. But you're doing this weird thing. You're covering your face when you're going out. We've never had that before in our lifetime, where everybody gets their face covered up when you go out. And for kids that are like developing, for little kids, that had to be really fucking weird. Because they're not going out and seeing all these people's faces.
Yeah.
They're not seeing people talking. They're not hearing their like kids are like their speech patterns are delayed. Like there's like many more people that are taking their children's speech therapists.
That one Chinese CNN medical advisor, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know that lady.
There's an article that just got released that now she's saying that the mask slowed the development of her son. She's saying it.
That's crazy.
She's saying that shit. Yeah, so
They didn't know. They'd never done that. Should have. There should have been some sort of a study to try to figure out what the impact was. Yeah. And then should be also a study to try to figure out whether or not these fucking things actually stop a transmission. You know, it's just we got accustomed to putting a fucking mask on, which is really weird. It's really
the Chinese, it's not weird for them. They do it all the time. They have pandemics all the time. They do it all the time. They got that shit on lock, dude. They go every 6 months. Hey, guess what? New variant. Put your fucking mask on. They got that shit on lock. They're like, you guys are just learning masks. We've been doing this shit forever. That's all they got to do. Hey, guess what? New variant.
Normalization is only being able to see your eyes like a ski mask. You wear a ski mask.
Yeah.
That's real. Like people, I'm sure, went out with ski masks.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like when the early days, when there's no specific kind of mask, like when the guys who really weren't into it just wear like a fucking bank robber bandana.
Yeah.
Around there,
Why did I do? Why? I'm so dumb,
So
man.
you want a bank robber fucking bandana.
I used to, in the beginning, I'd wear a bandana, just like have it like stiff, and it wasn't even covering my face. Like, I'm not gonna breathe my own CO2.
It's just so complicated, man. You know, viruses, like respiratory viruses, they just fucking spread. They just fucking spread. And if you talk to real doctors that did have their asses on the asses on the beginning of the pandemic, they would have told you that. Fauci said it. Remember these early videos of Fauci talking about masks? There's like, no, where he says, don't take care of your health, lose weight.
Yeah. And then he goes, and then he says, "Oh, you know what? I only said that because I didn't want to run out of masks. And, we need them for the doctors." Like,
But the problem with a person like that is they're normalizing that they lie.
Yeah.
So they're lying for your own good. So he's normalizing one of the most dangerous lies. You want to talk about scientific misinformation? That's a dangerous lie. Because if those masks really do prevent people from getting it, and you lied and told people you don't have to wear a mask, and they heard that, and they never heard you correct it, they never heard anything else, they're going to always go back to that thing and say, I don't need it. So if it really did work, and you lied to them, you had a bunch of people out there that believed that and didn't believe it. How many people do you think got sick because of it? That's true. See, that's why you know they're full of shit with that. That's why that makes zero sense.
None of it makes sense.
But that makes zero sense. It makes much more sense if that's actually true, that what you said is actually true. Because it's common sense and it's
What did I
logic.
say?
What he actually said about lose weight,
Yeah.
don't drink so
Totally.
much,
Yeah.
don't smoke cigarettes, take care of yourself. Eat right. That's all real. Everybody knows that. And it turns out that's one of the big factors in whether or not people do well or don't do well with any fucking disease. How well do you take care of your body? How good's your immune system?
That should have been mandatory to go to gyms. You know, if it was really about our health and you were shutting down the world for our health,
Yeah.
you're shutting down the world, and it wasn't our health, it's for old people. Remember, they shifted because it turns out when they got the initial data, like, oh shit, average age of 81 with 4 comorbidities.
Yeah.
Okay, let's make it about old people. Boom. You have an end. You don't care about old people? It all became about old? Like, you think these people running the show care about old people so much that they're gonna wreck the world economy? They care about old people that fucking much. They're like, we're shut everything down. Let's just kill everything. Destroy economies, destroy businesses, destroy people's lives. Take away their beach. Couldn't go to the beach. Can't go to the beach.
Yeah. I just think people like power. Yeah. I think it's a normal.
It had nothing to do with health. None of this had anything to do with health.
I think when people get power, they want more of it, and when they get control, they want more of it. And then when they say something initially, and it turns out to not be true, they want to cover
Probably gonna
it
sign off in
long.
5 minutes, and I'm probably gonna do
Keep that
a
bullshit
lifting
going on
stream.
for as long as they can, 'cause they don't want
Weightlifting
everybody
stream.
to feel at fault. And that's that happens with every society where someone's running. People are running things, they make mistakes, and then they try to pretend they didn't make a mistake, and they double down, and they triple down, and they try to keep people scared, and they try to keep people in control, and they try to keep, if they admit that they have a fault, and that's bad because it empowers their political opponent, so they never do. Because if someone comes out and says, that's on me, I fucked up. Like, I caused 75% of Los Angeles restaurants to go under, it was my decision. And it didn't have to be that. All those businesses could have been open in the same amount of people they have done. If someone came out and said that, there would be riots in the streets. Even if it's true. That guy would never win again. Because then the next person would come along. He cost you 75% of your restaurants, and the same amount of people would have died from COVID. That was true, and they did that? Oh my God, the guy would never win again. Like, people probably applaud him for his honesty maybe, but he would be politically destroyed. So you just have to pretend you didn't do it. You have to pretend it wasn't a bad decision. You have to pretend that there weren't people that opposed it. And it turns out those people that opposed it were factually correct.
A lot of pretending. God, you gotta pretend. There's a lot of pretending. Oh, my point was bringing up Bill Maher, Jimmy Dore, yourself, and a lot of guys that see right through the bullshit. You'd have to think like you see how the media lies, right? The media lies like a motherfucker, and you see it more now than ever.
Yeah.
It's way more clear now than ever. And there's a lot of people, they're starting to see that like, damn, it's like a propaganda machine, the mainstream media. It's just nothing but, dude, they got like some agenda, dude. They don't care about us. They just care about one world government. That's all this shit is.
Well,
right? It's obvious.
You know they manipulate the information.
It's so obvious. It's so obvious.
I know they do it because they did it to me.
You felt it, and you're like, damn. So now you probably trust the mainstream media way less than ever.
Well, I understand what the motivation is. I understand where it's coming from. I know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's like they are all funded by pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah.
75% of the television ads. So when you see them talking about stuff on TV, They're not talking about anything they want to talk about. They don't have opinions that they can say any opinion they want about anything in the economy or the world news or what we should do in Ukraine or anything. No. Like, these people are reading from teleprompters. Even the opinion people, they're getting rid of those. There's certain things that happen in the mainstream media where you see every single news reporter repeat the same line. And you've seen those videos?
Yeah.
Those videos are wild. Those videos are wild.
Yes.
Because you realize, like, what is going on?
They're all getting a
having
script.
people read the same script all over the country.
All over the country. Crazy, right? It used to be like your local news was legit. Like you could kind of trust your local news. But now we're seeing like, damn, they got control of every news
And
outlet.
a lot of those videos are about medical misinformation.
Yes.
All this misinformation.
Anytime someone labels something as misinformation, like for me, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. It's probably real information if they're labeling it, you know?
So overwhelming.
Dude, we're in the middle of some crazy shit and people don't even fucking see it. Look at all this shit that they're doing. But people still got Biden's back. They still got his back. Like, how many more dumb fucking things does that guy have to do before people go, okay?
Bro, he's been saying words out. Yeah, he's always been saying words out. But now it's the worst thing I've ever seen before. That poor guy shouldn't be doing that job. That poor guy. That poor guy. I'm not, no bullshit. Like, if that was my dad, I'd be like, Dad, this is not, you fucking, it's, world, it's too hard on you.
Might be it.
You know what I mean? Because if you're a fucking 40-year-old guy and you live in the White House, within 4 years you got gray hair, bro. You're exhausted. You're like, holy shit. And the weight of the world, the weight of the whole world on one person's riding around a fucking bulletproof truck and waving to people and fucking giving stumps.
Yo, what a one.
Got all these lights on you and cameras on you. You can't be real for 1 second of your life.
So the chat doesn't even fucking work.
Fuck that.
Chat on
So
screen
you
doesn't
do
work.
that,
God damn it.
Do you know how hard
What's up,
that must
on?
be on you?
Hey, man.
Guy's falling apart already. And then you're putting his hull under extreme re-entry pressure.
Are people not seeing? Even in those videos, that like his Instagram, for instance, like anything on his Instagram, man, when he gives speeches, they edit the shit out. They're constantly changing cameras.
Do you think that's why they made him wear glasses? He's doing outdoor ones with sunglasses on. You seen those?
Yeah.
And they go from different cameras, so they can edit.
Dude, there's a video
Go left and right, left and right.
when he got COVID like a month ago. There's a video. He's like standing like on the porch, and you can see like the lawn of the White House. And right when it
En
goes,
México,
he's
en
got-
México,
so it's
amigo.
like, he wants to explain that.
Teotihuacan.
So happy that he got jabbed, and that he's feeling fine. Thank God that I got jabbed, 'cause I'm feeling fine. Right when they start the video, he's got shades on. So they go, ready, go. And then he takes off the shades. He goes, hi, as most of you know, I got COVID, but I'm doing great, and I'm so happy I got vaccinated. Dude, right when it starts, he takes the shades off. It's fucking hysterical.
But it's so funny that they do shit.
That was like so staged.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're taking them off. Just keep them on. And when I say go, ready, go. Boom.
You know what the craziest stage thing was? When they made Chris Cuomo pretend that he never left his basement.
Yeah.
They filmed him coming up. They made, all right, Chris, now you're coming up for the first time. All right, so you're very excited, and let's go, action. Like, how many takes did they take of that? The guy has to go upstairs and pretend this is his first time upstairs in the house. Meanwhile, there's like, he got in an argument with someone on a bike. Some guy, he was like overlooking his property, his building. And some guy came by on a bike and he got in an argument with the guy, and the guy reported him. You're not even fucking in quarantine. And so he, like, it was fake.
Yeah.
Like him, that's the news.
Dude.
The news is willing to stage. I mean, as simple and trivial a thing as a guy coming out of his basement for the first time.
Well, how about on CNN from like 91, where there's that guy saying, I'm here in Baghdad, and there's bombs going off, and he's like pretending he's in Baghdad, and there's like a blue screen. They got like the outtakes of it, it's on a blue screen, and he's pretending there's, you know.
Remember when they had remember when Wolf Blitzer did the news and he had like a hologram next to him?
Yeah,
And we're like, oh shit. We were like getting a glimpse of what the future's gonna be like.
Yeah.
Like you could be in London, but you'd be standing there and I'd be looking at you, you know, like fucking Princess Leia coming out of R2D2. You know what I mean? Remember the little hologram? That's what it's like. You remember those?
Yeah, they did it. Obama and Oprah in the beginning of the scamdemic. They did like a show where like it looks like we're doing an interview in the same room, but I'm actually
That's pretty good, Obama impression.
dude. I have no impressions. I wasn't even trying to be
not
Obama.
bad.
I wasn't even trying to do
Hey,
it.
bravo. It's not bad. What was I just gonna do? This is holograms.
Hey, can I pee really quick?
Yeah. Okay, go. Well, look at this hologram. I'm gonna shit. We're back.
Good hell yeah.
So let's see this hologram shit. So is that what it looked like? So she had like a glow around her. Stop the insanity. CNN's hologram was horrendous. CNN's decision to use a hologram during its election coverage ruined the broadcast. For one, green screens and overlay images aren't even real hologram technologies. So it's a fake one. Oh, I see. So they pretended they had a hologram. And they used a green screen.
Maybe it was probably the same thing. I thought they did something else in like Will I Am.
How dare they do this shit?
How dare they? Can't believe they lied again. Scroll down there, I want to see what it said, how they used it. It said, first off, let me say this wasn't even real hologram technology, which annoys me from the start. It didn't say it's a hologram technology unless it really is. CNN is truly
Come on, the stupid back boost. I can't believe I got back boost. Whatever. Maybe, hopefully, like I'm praying. It's so stupid. It's so stupid, guys. Like it's so dumb.
Would have bankrupted CNN too.
What? You can't be serious. It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
AR and VR, see things that like put glasses
Such a
on you and
dumb
see
level.
I think holograms some UFO sightings could be holograms. If they can make holograms, I mean, I don't know.
Fucking so fucking stupid.
I think they can. Really? A hologram? They can make Tupac and Michael Jackson a
Yeah, but they
hologram.
have to have a stage and they have to have cameras that are pointing
Can't be like
at
a
it,
light like that or something?
projectors rather that are pointing at it. I think it has to like project off of something.
I don't know how it works.
Like how do they use it? Yeah, how do they use the Tupac hologram? Because we were talking about the other day how jacked he is. Like, he's way more jacked than a real Tupac was.
Are they shooting something or is it like surrounded by something?
Solid question that I don't have an answer to. What is it?
As I'm looking it up, I believe it comes from the ground.
Huh.
It's coming up.
So is there something above it, like that reflects, and it goes? Because
They also, like, I don't know, I'm going to check.
is it a projector?
I know for a while they had like a screen, and they could sort of project something on the screen and it gave it depth, but
Were they calling it a hologram?
the Tupac thing was called a hologram for sure.
How much did the Tupac thing? Let's guess. How much did that shit cost? Let's guess. 6 million.
I'm gonna say 2 million.
That's one of the things that I have to talk about this story.
They probably made taxpayers pay for it with something. You know what I mean? Hologram research. Yeah, they just
Stuffed it in there.
According to the patent from 1999, it says they use a trick, employing an angled piece of glass.
Places the stage to reflect a projector image onto a screen that looks invisible to the audience. Oh, it's bullshit. So it's projection too. So it's not really a hologram. Interesting. So it's a screen that the audience can't see. It's something off the floor that projects that screen. I was watching an episode of Black Mirror, and Miley Cyrus is on. It's an episode about a pop star. She's got evil arm.
Yes.
Spoiler
Yes,
alert.
I've seen
It's a
that
good
one.
one.
Yeah.
It's a really good
Oh,
one.
yeah. Black Mirror.
Yeah. When they went with the hologram version of her, after they had her in a coma, this hologram. It's not far away from what they did with Tupac. I mean, can you imagine if they could sell? I mean, I guess they'd have to give the family, Tupac family, something, right? If they have concert tours of the hologram. Would people go to see that? Just a concert tour?
Hell yeah. It would just to hear good music.
Yeah, right? And make it even just look like it's real. Especially if it's really
You can bring back anybody. Rock stars are better to record labels when they die in the peak and they're frozen in time. Like Kurt Cobain, man, that guy is just a legend.
Janis Joplin.
you don't get to see them do their shitty albums and start doing commercials and shit. You know what I mean?
Selling margarine.
Yeah, you don't get to see that, so that kills that legendary status. But when you don't think record companies know that shit? Remember that movie Ford Fairlane with Andrew Dice Clay? That's what that movie was about. The movie was about like a record label blowing up an artist, icing it, and then they get legendary money forever. That was a great movie. Ford Fairlane, that was great. I was a gigantic Andrew Dice Clay fan. Gigantic.
Isn't it cool hanging out with him?
Yeah, it's crazy.
What? Like, fuck you.
And then
Fuck you.
that special he did, The Day the Laughter Died.
One of the best specials ever.
It's so fucking
He didn't have any
stupid.
material. He just is talking, and he recorded it all. Rick Rubin produced it.
What was the premise? Let's just put out a bomb?
No, well, he was at the peak of his powers.
Yes.
Okay, this is after Dice Rules, the HBO special. He's the fucking man.
Yeah.
So he decides, unannounced, to go to Danger Fields in New York City, and for a couple of days,
I think I'm looking down
just
too much
records
there.
himself talking. Just goes on stage. Like, he has fake punchlines. Get it? Back. Get it? Okay, so he punch, and there's no punches. He doesn't give a
So he
fuck.
purposely
Had no material. This guy.
Why put it out?
Because he's crazy. Dice is funny.
Yo, what's up,
I'm
man?
gonna put out a shitty special.
You got old? Yeah, I know.
The day the laughter died.
Yeah.
He put it out, like knowing.
I think as he stopped, you see, he said he stopped dyeing his beard. He said he was dyeing his beard and shit before.
Reviews, dude. I want to read those reviews. And how many units?
He admitted in this podcast. What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
99-cent bin, like at Zodi's.
I see. Yo, I might play for a little more, and then I'm probably gonna do a workout or something. Maybe 20 more minutes or something. What's up, buddy? Thanks for being here, dude.
He's just fucking making things up.
2 a.m. or some shit.
One part he's talking about he's doing a Nixon impression.
Saturday night, coming back from the bar, anomaly. Cool. With the gray, friendlier.
He probably came up with that on the spot. Like, it seemed like everything he was doing, he was just talking about stuff. And this
3-hour
guy
drive?
gets
Holy
up,
shit.
People don't know he's
Sounds
gonna be
nice.
there. They don't know they're going to be a part of the audience. This guy gets up and he goes, "You're about as funny as a glass
Wide
of
Loop
milk."
City, that sounds nice, man. Spring. Spring is in the air.
I mean, it's a fucking amazing fucking thing. That's what it is.
It's a pretty good run for Anomaly.
Sure, he's misogynistic and vulgar, but Andrew Dice Clay does have.
Oh, go
his
suck a
serious
dick.
moments.
Like, go suck a
However,
dick.
He's not double CD funded. This release, produced by Rick Rubin, and produced is in quotes.
Oh shit, that's not what I wanted to do.
Over 2 nights at Dangerfields in New York City.
It's fine.
Edited Day the Laughter Died would have probably been a great single CD. But alas, the listener has to suffer through unfunny filler, presumably for the sake of continuity. For example,
Hasn't really
all that's
warmed
heard
up
for
yet.
The first 55 seconds
Oh,
of
the
opening
temperature,
track
yeah.
is Dice breathing and making other noises. As usual with most of his productions, Rick uses no reverb and unfortunately no editing. So he would go on stage for a minute, not saying That's what he did for like a minute. He would practice in the OR, see how long he could go on stage without saying anything. So he would go on stage and do like 5 minutes, not say a fucking word. It was just like a test of will. You know, because there's this thing, you're a performer. You want people to enjoy their time. You're ready to provide them with comedy. You're a famous person. You're Dice Clay. Everybody's going, oh my God, Dice is here. This is going to be great. He's not great at all. He fucks me.
He's still better.
I think he's better. Yeah, I think he's better. From
He had like
yeah.
a stroke or something?
No, he had, what is it called when you have Bell's palsy? Or where part of your face doesn't work. Don Lara, where part of your face
And how did that happen?
Oh, suck a dick.
many people have been vaccinated. That's one of the side effects. Some people get it. But some people get it anyway. Certainly
Sorry. Sorry for yelling.
Donald. Unless it's last. I think it's, it's not good. Whatever it is. But he's he was touring even when he had Bell's palsy. Go on stage.
Yeah, he's a
Bell's palsy.
savage.
Still do stand up. Kill. We went to see him.
Yo, the Nicky salute.
Before the Riviera closed, it was me and Jim Norton and Anthony Cunha.
In his prime?
No, it was like recently.
Oh,
Not
recently.
Not recently, but within the last decade.
Okay.
You know, and it was like whenever they closed the Riviera, it was like one of the last times that I had been by there because they leveled it. That was like the old school place where they filmed casino. It was the first place I was.
I hate this fucking level. I hate this level.
And so we went to some guys there. It was fucking hilarious. He was hilarious. Me and Norton were crying laughing. It was like so fun to know this guy. Like to meet him. I was 18 years old. I was in my car listening to this.
I hate this fucking level.
And her and I were fucking crying. Just crying.
Little Miss Muffin sat on her tuffy. I loved all that, dude. I'd listen to that over and over.
See, he was different than any other comedian because you wanted to hear the jokes over.
Yeah.
And you would sing them along with him.
Yeah. What's in the bowl, bitch? Yeah.
He needed the money. Oh! I mean, it was different because it was different than any other kind of joke. Like people wanted to hear the nursery rhymes.
Like what?
Like he'd do all his other stuff, he'd do all his new material and shit like that, but those fucking nursery rhymes better be there at the end of the show.
Yeah.
It was different.
Yeah, I loved it. I saw him live at Universal Amphitheater before it closed down. Or was it the Pacific Amphitheater? I forget, but it was probably known as the Pacific Amphitheater. I saw him live. This was like 1989 or something. Like when he was at his peak, and then on the, I didn't see him in his peak. Like he was still big.
He was the first guy to do arenas, I think. I think it was maybe Steve Martin did some. Maybe he was the first. But Dice was the first guy to do these giant tours of arenas as a comic. First guy that I had heard of.
There's more than ever now, right?
Yeah.
Doing arenas? There's a lot.
Like Gabriel Iglesias, Sebastian, Joe Coy, Tom Segura's doing arenas now. Bert Kreischer's doing arenas.
I love Sebastian. He's one of those. So many guys from the Comedy Store 2000, 2001, 2002, and I used to go just to hang out with you, and did a couple open mics and shit like that. But just to see those guys blow up, Sebastian is a fucking superstar.
I hate this level. I hate this fucking stupid ass level.
Italian style.
And he's effortless. Like he's gotten to the point where he's so good at comedy, he's like effortlessly funny.
Yeah. So,
He's such a good guy.
and it's clean. He's super clean.
Oh yeah. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like you
He's
don't.
so
You
good.
can go on after somebody talks about sex and cock for 20 minutes. It doesn't matter. He's so funny. He's got this. It's really interesting to watch him in the beginning because like he was a hit or miss.
Well, that was a miracle.
Find his rhythm. He was trying to find that thing. Then one time I remember a hotel room in Vegas, and I flipped over the channels, and his show was
I hate this fucking level.
good.
I hate the strat. Like, why don't I just do like old fucking strats? The strat's fucking bullshit.
Brent Ernst.
Brent Ernst is
Daunting, more forgiving than the really short ones.
does about the roller skating rink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the old one. I remember the roller skating rink. That was beautiful. But dude, his new material, he was crushing.
Yeah,
And he's
100%.
got he's not like Sebastian. He's more like a Jersey Shore kind of comedian. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got that Jersey Shore side. It's fucking hysterical.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh man. Like,
Good to hear, man. That's good to hear.
he's better than
Like, fuck you, you stupid piece of shit game.
Better than ever.
yeah.
Tripley out there.
God damn it.
I love it.
He every night he crushes. When he's in front of a tinfoil hat comedy crowd, he crushes. And when he's in front of like me too. That's the reason we did the tinfoil hat comedy show is because I just want you when you go play.
I hate this fucking stupid level.
99.9999% of your audience, survival rate, is you're a fan of yours. They paid good money to see you. So you got a whole fucking arena of people that love you. And then that energy
Looking down too
is
much,
gonna
I
get
think.
shot right into you, into your soul, and you're gonna give them your best performance, right? Because your best performance will for sure come generally, when the audience is giving you that energy, you feel like you can just say anything, right? But if half the audience hated you and half the arena loved you, man, there would be some. You might catch a negative. Like half these motherfuckers don't even like you. There's no way you're gonna give your best performance if a lot of the audience members don't like you. So. I went out at the Comedy Store and I came out too fucking crazy. I came out and I said something about fucking, they're eating babies or something like that. Something about eating babies. I tried to make a joke about like crazy shit and do cripples. I fucked it. And it fucked up. It fucked up the whole set. And Joey was there. I couldn't get him back. They were all like,
I hate this stupid. It's so fucking stupid.
best advice ever. You gave me some of the best advice that I would never forget, and Joey did too. Joey said, "Listen, Eddie Bravo, you can't just go out there and put it in their ass. You gotta play with their pussy. Nibble right here. You can't just stick it in their ass like that, Eddie Bravo." And then one of the best.
Sounds like me playing GoldenEye.
I always remind myself, start slow, don't go out there too crazy. I think of Joey.
You got to get to know them. Think about it like you're getting to know a person.
Yes.
Right, tell a person how you feel about them.
Yes. And one thing you told me that I'll never forget was edit your shit. I could hear you.
Yeah.
You gotta edit your shit. Oh man, it's so.
It's very important.
Yeah, when you're writing, you want to be able to be funny without using a lot of extra words and partners. So when I go back,
I can't believe I picked up that key. Oh, that fucking guard. That guard's such a fucking piece of shit.
And then you also build on stuff too. There's like two different things going on simultaneously. Like sometimes there's a premise that you haven't totally explored, and you should write more about it. Like you should add more to the bit.
Yeah.
But in each point,
It's really fucking gay anomaly. Yeah, no way.
That's what the comics.
Nothing wrong with it, but we don't do that.
You say it one way, and it kind of works. So you keep saying it that way.
Next time working out with Dick, I don't know.
You gotta fuck with it.
I don't know, man.
Try to figure out. Sometimes it's ill.
Thanks for being here, man.
Because I've fucked with like killer bits before and ruined them. Where like a killer.
He
bit,
lives 500 kilometers away,
Like I tried to do it a different way. It just didn't. I was trying to like explore another way to talk about the subject.
so I don't know, my man. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for asking.
I went down the bad road. Not going back. Now the bit sucks.
I learned recently that
I hate this fucking level.
you know that show Stand Up on the Spot?
Decent drive, yeah.
So you
I was trying to, no worries, man. I know. I'm just pissed off at this level and this game and everything.
is, you can't go up there and use material.
No worries, man.
That's really the rule. You got to go up there.
Well, the audience puts their hand up.
Yeah.
And when they put their hand up or you call on them, they have a premise.
Yeah, but it's really easy if you could find a premise and then attach it to one of your bits. You know what I mean? So you're not supposed to do that. If you did a bit before on stage, you're not supposed to do it or whatever. So I thought, shit, this is going to be challenging. I did it like 2 years ago when I first started doing it, and I kind of had like a thick mixed feeling about it. I don't know. I was like, damn, did I suck? That was hard going up there with no material. Fuck, the odds of bombing. That was like 50%.
I hate that fucking guard.
So the last time I did it, like,
Such a fucking loser.
you know what the key was? Because I generally don't go on
This
stage,
isn't it, because of that guard.
but I don't go on stage.
Yeah, but that's a different gig.
Yeah, totally. So I was about to go up, and then some dude
not
had a
it.
pen, and I go, dude, give me it. And as he was introducing me, I got high and I walked up.
50% Canadians live in a small area to the east.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
a show
fun. Oh, hell yeah. Totally. Do you still get
Southeast,
on stage?
yeah.
I mean, every time.
Yeah, most of
Yeah,
Sometimes you don't.
we mainly live on the south part.
And you still crush. Yeah, it's still the same.
Pretty cool, man. That's cool,
it's
man.
Like, what I like about pot is that it opens up other possibilities. Like, sometimes when I'm talking about something, I'll go, but what about this thing? And a lot of the taglines that I have are just
cool.
riffs, where I came up with something on the spot, and because I was just talking shit about it, and then that thing became another bit. That's like, that happens all the time.
Do you ever have a bit that you were working on years ago and then you kind of let it go or whatever, and you didn't know where to go with it, but then you got this new bit and that plugs into it, right?
100%. Yeah.
Right?
That's why it's important to write right.
Yeah.
Like, everybody has their own way of doing it, and some of the greats don't write. They don't sit down.
That's another thing I remember. I write. I at least write. I don't.
All right, 8 more minutes and then I'm gonna sign off, eat lunch, and probably do a workout. Probably.
I know that's it's like a line that works, I'll write that down and remember that line. That's important. But I write every idea down. Dude, on my phone, dude, my comedy notes, I write a lot, and that's because of you. Because I don't know how many times I heard you.
Good boost.
Tell other comedians, like, dude, you gotta write more shit. You gotta write more
Well, we would
shit.
take guys on the road,
Yeah.
and I would do a whole hour, right? And they would do 20 minutes, and then I'd come back to the town 2 years later because I had a new special out with a whole new hour, and these motherfuckers would have the same 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, hey man, you are never gonna get out of this opening spot with the same 20 minutes for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. You can't do that. You gotta fucking put out a special, and you gotta abandon all this shit and start from scratch. You have to.
Oh, yeah. I've heard you say that many times. I remember that shit.
But that's just like the guys who just, they got stuck in this old way of doing things. We were just trying to make it help. There was a bunch of guys that came out to Hollywood, and all they really wanted to do was get on a TV show.
So get a 20-minute, 30-minute set and just keep
Get yourself cast in a sitcom.
sitcoms are fucking over. I mean, they're totally over, right? Doesn't it seem like, do they even exist?
Netflix has some.
I have a friend in
Miss Pat has a great one.
I have a producer friend in Hollywood, and he's telling me, like, recently, he said, dude, movie production is at like 20%. He goes, nobody's making shit right now, dude. Nobody. And like movie theaters, you go to movie theaters, like, there's no movies. Like, where the new movies at? Every weekend. Remember there was like 3, 4, 5 new movies? Every weekend. It was like all these, everyone would go to movies. Dude, this guy, he's telling me that he thinks that like whatever's running, like whatever's pushing the one world government narrative, they at some point they figured out, okay, movie theaters are not good for the one world government. We gotta scream it and keep everybody, keep people at home. We gotta do everything we can to keep people at home.
Oh, fuck you.
Dude, the movie business is fucking tank.
Yeah, but isn't that's because of the pandemic? They shut down all the
But
movie
that's
theaters.
over though. But that's
right,
over.
but it took 2 fucking years. And the movies are just starting to go out in the movie theaters now. And then also, like, when things go to streaming, like, the actors are pissed. Who was that one big actor? Was it Scarlett Johansson that sued because she put out a film and it was supposed to be released in the movie theaters? That was part of the contract, and they released it on streaming. And I guess when after, like, then you don't get the box office money. And then,
New deals.
yeah, and like, who the fuck? I don't know what their accountant's like in terms of like how many streams, how much they have to pay you for streams.
Yeah.
Like if you're on Apple TV and you know they put a movie out and it costs $16. How much does that get? Is it just like a box office? Is it like a ticket thing? Is it the same amount of money? Like how much do they get? Because that's where the money comes in. Like you see these big box office gets, right? You say, oh my God, turn me into what about the numbers? And everybody sees the numbers like, whoa, the one movie, the box office, Terminator's whoa, and everybody hears about it. It's like the one piece of business that seems to be like everybody's public opinion. Everybody wants to know about it. It's public information. How much money that movie?
It's all about how much money.
How much money does Sylvester Stallone get for that movie?
Isn't that crazy? The money's very important.
Matt Damon praised for his perfect explanation of why movies aren't being made like they used to. The DVD is a big part of it. Because that's part of it too. I'm sure, right? Because there's no DVDs. So let's see what he says. I want to hear what he says.
Is sitting on the couch on a Friday night, going through the streaming services, cycling through the movies, and thinking to themselves, they're not making movies for me anymore. As somebody who's been intimately involved in movie making for 30 years, what are the macro Hollywood conditions behind that sentiment?
Well, so what happened was the DVD is a huge part of our business, of our revenue streaming, and technology has just made that obsolete. And so the movies that we used to make, you could
Yeah, man, I live in the
afford to all
southeast
your
of
money
Canada.
when it played in the theater, because you knew you had the DVD coming behind the release. And
It's cool,
6
man.
months later, you could get all, a whole nother
All right,
chunk of
3 more minutes,
no
I'm gonna sign off.
almost.
Thanks for watching and being
That
here. I
went
really
away.
appreciate it.
That changed the type of movies that we could make. I did this movie Behind the Candelabra, and I talked to a studio executive who explained it was a $25 million movie. I would have to put that much into print and advertising, right, to market it, what we call P&A. So I'd have to put that in P&A. So now I'm in $50 million. I have to split everything I get with the exhibitor, right, the people who own the movie theaters. So I would have to make $100 million before I got into profit. And the idea of making $100 million on a story about like this love affair between these two people, yeah, I love everyone in the movie, but that's suddenly a massive hit in a way that it wasn't in the 1990s when they were making all those kind of movies, the kind of movies that I loved, and the kind of movies that were my bread and butter.
Interesting. Makes sense.
Does make sense.
Yeah. But DVDs were obsolete, 15 years ago or 10 years ago, kind of already.
Is it 10 years?
I'd say like 10 years. 10 years. No one like who even has a DVD player? You find a DVD, like you know somebody with a DVD player.
Redbox is still popular, but I mean, I don't know, like PlayStation or Xbox, I guess.
But aren't they just streaming?
No, Redbox, like you go to the grocery store, you pay $1 on your way
Still
out.
do that? I've never done that ever. Never done that. You know, I hear someone told me that the way they make money at Redbox is like the ones that, like, when they send a DVD out to you, they're relying on the laziness to turn it in time.
Oh, suck a dick.
They're relying on those late.
I don't think I opened it, but I'm gonna try it just because the last frame I saw.
Do whatever you want with it. Lose it. We're gonna charge your credit card.
No, I got boosted the last frame. Fuck you.
Yeah.
It was such fucking bullshit.
Isn't that wild? That's what they used to be in now.
Okay, I'm actually gonna like do something and actually bring some progress to my life, like lift weights instead of this fucking bullshit.
Never leave your house. You'd always watch something. It's like it's a weird time for like entertainment. You can always be entertained.
Yeah, there's the time slot means nothing now. That's nothing. When shit comes out, you still kind of feel it a little bit with like, like the House
Something that
of
actually
Dragons,
makes you happy.
Game of Thrones. You still like Sunday, but everyone's gonna watch it at a different time. They're not gonna watch it right when it gets released, but it's kind of close. At least they got everybody.
Wait to
together
get the
on
endorphins.
Sunday.
Yeah, exactly, buddy. Thanks, man. Thanks, homie. I appreciate that, dude.
I saw the first episode. I didn't watch the second one.
I haven't either.
It's just so fucking stupid, man.
It seems
This is this what my life is? Reduced to me.
like a lower budget.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna say it.
Buildings that existed here before the fucking House of the Dragon alone.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay.
Fucking great. I'm excited. They set it up good. They set it up good.
I did like that they, because generally in movies,
You start on
like,
Tuesday.
You have a scene where someone's giving
Start
birth
what?
and the mother
Weightlifting.
of the baby is gonna die. Whatever.
Nice, man.
Dramatic scene like that. Usually one lives.
Nice, buddy. The gym. Nice, man.
Sorry.
Heck yeah.
We can't talk about
Nice,
shit
man.
like that?
You're spoiling it for the people that haven't watched.
I will start in half an hour.
Okay. But I like the where they went.
Probably less.
There's one fucking weird group of people that can control dragons. What? Like why?
That shit
Why
could really
do that?
happen.
Oh my god, could you imagine? I mean, this is a robot instead of a dragon. But if there's one group of people that can control dragons, of course they can. What a ridiculous arrangement. How does that? There's no logic to that. They don't have any other kind of magic.
This might be my
They
last
just, you
attempt.
can't burn them, and they control dragons. Right? They couldn't burn them, right? Didn't she, like,
I don't
walk
think
right
it's
on
it.
fire?
I think the only way to kill him is with that ice.
Oh, no,
Special ice.
isn't that dragons, though? That's dragons and White Walkers.
What are you
You
talking
get a second boost at the
kill them?
beginning.
Yeah, the Targaryens are just regular people.
Yeah.
But they control dragons.
Yes. I think they're gonna explain that if you just be patient. Just be patient.
I think they're just gonna leave that out. They left it out of the whole first 10 seasons of the Game of Thrones.
That's why they're doing the prequel. Come on, man.
They're already controlling the dragons. They're gonna tell you how they control the dragons. They're gonna know.
I think we need to.
No, they're gonna.
They're arguing in the writing room.
I fucking.
Oh,
I hate this fucking level.
yeah.
I thought the new show looked great.
There's gonna be another one with Jon Snow, right?
Is there?
Yeah, like his prequel with Jon Snow. There's another one.
Him? As him?
Have you heard of that, Jamie? There's gonna be another one. It's gonna be about the White Walkers and something like that. That's what I heard. Unless I was like,
No, fuck this. I'm gonna do a workout. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, Anomaly and Juan Del Mario and Lurkers. You're the best. Anybody online? Any of my friends online? Peace, yo. Thanks, homie. Thanks, buddy. Thank you, my man.
Okay, so it's not a prequel.
Oh, Outer Heaven review. Shit, I forgot about that fucking shit. Jesus Christ.
That's
Whatever.
pretty cool.
Fine.
I like
Whatever.
I like the White Walkers. I was cool with that.
I love that.
The big one, the giant one.
Fuck it. Thanks for being here. Peace.